Welcome everybody to our 7th podcast. Again, running light this week. Motherfuckers, you're stealing my goddamn chips again.
Are there more?
No more Lay's classic. I'll use sour cream later.
You can have sour cream later.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten all day.
So
That's a lie I ate earlier.
Shay is again in a cry fest. Tyler is.
Can we call him and make sure he's not hanging himself after we're done?
We can, but I don't think he's gonna answer. He doesn't have a phone. His wife has the phone.
Which is weird. That's like the weirdest thing because like the way to get a hold of them. I remember when I was managing him, like if I needed to get a hold of him, I had to like call. I had to like text Facebook, and then Facebook would get back to me, and then he would call his wife, and then his wife would like call me back, and then put him on the line. It was like some MIB like Mission Impossible 3 like CIA stuff. Like he was almost like a drug dealer without the whole drug dealer thing.
This GameStop shift, if you choose to accept it.
He deals with only sadness. And then Tyler has turned into a giant pot of alcohol again.
But how is his face?
I think he's just a giant scab filled with alcohol.
Yeah, just about. Like when he hit his face in the bottom of the pool, they're like it turned into a giant martini.
Became Super Meat Boy.
Yeah. Oh fuck. So who here saw the Deadpool trailer? Like the actual one they finally released?
I saw it.
Loved it.
I liked it a lot.
Liked it a lot?
Mm-hmm.
I did too.
I thought it was funny that they changed the part because in the leak trailer he does what the shit? And then this time he does the motherfucker when he gets a hole in his...
Yeah, I did like that. The only thing, I watched it a couple times, and like I'm getting worried now. It's like, it's either trying to make it into a love story, like the beginning.
How so?
Because like it's like the girl's like, oh, you can get through this, Wade. You know, I have faith in you, and it's like that never happens. Like Wade Wilson's supposed to be a badass. His true love is death, and and she loves him equally as much. And the reason why they can't be together is because he cannot die. Like, his healing power is 10 times better than Wolverine.
He can grow limbs.
I think that's a lot to dump on the audience at first,
Yeah.
because I think if they just want to make it like, okay, here's a guy who suffered from disease, and now he's like the super assassin, crazy nuts guy. It's almost like fucking Green Lantern. Green Lantern tried to dump the entire universe and everything that happened into one solid film, when they could have just made it, hey, an alien landed on the planet, I have these powers, and at the end of the movie, oh, now there's a whole federation of lanterns. But instead, let's throw everything into one fucking film.
I think all the stuff we saw from the trailer, like the part where he's on the
If you
bridge,
guys hear a bunch of crackling noises, that's me eating.
I think all the stuff they showed in the trailer, like where he's on the bridge fighting those guys, and then Colossus and some other girl shows up.
I don't know who that girl is.
I think it's supposed to be Domino.
Domino, yeah.
I think it's supposed to be Domino.
Who's that?
That's his girlfriend.
That's
Deadpool's-
Colossus' girlfriend?
Deadpool. Colossus' girlfriend is supposed to be Shadowcat. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of the movie, like near the end. Because if they do it right, like he's not supposed to be an X-Men until like later on to his career. Like he's supposed to be a killer, a hired killer.
He's actually hardly ever an X-Man. He's part of X-Force.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like he's not supposed to be like fighting the good fight until later. He's supposed to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Reynolds.
He's just a bad guy who wrecks the building.
Yeah.
Well,
Then Ryan Reynolds was like, "Hey, Hugh Jackman, you want to do a movie together?" He goes, "This time it'll be good."
Really?
He wants to do a duo movie with Deadpool and Wolverine, which would be good.
That would be way hype.
They do work together, and they're good.
And they always hate each other.
They're polar opposites, but Deadpool loves Wolverine. That is a little hard.
And then, of course, fucking Hugh Jackman said that his next movie is his last role as Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think they should replace him. John Stamos.
John Stamos!
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
There's actually a good video online right now. It's the guys who do the voiceover for the new Dragon Ball Z movie.
Mm-hmm.
They did popular clips, and that was one of them.
Really?
Yeah, it was Goku and Vegeta, and it was fucking hilarious.
I don't know. I think my whole thing with Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool is a lot of people are giving him shit because of the whole Green Lantern thing, like what you were saying. But it's amazing to see how many comic book movies, and just films in particular, could fit into the Netflix vibe. Like we saw that with Daredevil. Like Daredevil on Netflix was done so well because...
And hopefully Punisher. Hopefully after this second season of Daredevil, they're going to do a Punisher spin-off series.
But I mean, the reason being is like, you can take your time and tell that story. You don't have 2 hours to do it. You have 15 episodes to do it. And it's not dragged out over a span of 8 months. It's all right there for you to look at. And so I mean, I hope that they do that, like what Nick's saying. I mean, but with Hollywood, it's like, well, we have to put so much into this movie because we don't know if we'll get greenlit for another one, and we don't know if it'll
Green
even be
Lantern-
good. So,
Green Lantern will never.
So how about that Fantastic Four? Waiting for that sequel, huh?
Yeah, never gonna happen. I hope this time for Fox. Like, okay, our movies are doing shit. We should probably do like Sony does, sell the rights back to fucking Marvel.
I thought Sony was Fantastic Four as a Fox.
No, Fox is
Fantastic Four.
No.
But Sony own the rights.
Sony had Spider-Man, which is the reason why they made the reboots. They had to make the reboots because if they didn't make a Spider-Man movie in a certain amount of years, the rights would have reverted back to.
Same thing with their Adam Sandler. If they didn't make an Adam Sandler movie in certain years, they would lose Adam Sandler.
Who cares?
Reverts
Let
to
that guy
no
go.
one.
Yeah.
So, but what Sony did was because the Spider-Man movies aren't doing very well, is they made a deal with Marvel where the next Avengers films can use Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure a lot of money changed hands for that.
What I remember, like this from the rumor mill, what I remember hearing was Sony was like trying to do like the hardball. Marvel was like, okay, we'll give you Spider-Man, but we get Fantastic Four from Fox, and they're like, no. And they're like, well, can we design the cast to do Fantastic Four comic book? No.
They didn't want them to do anything.
Yeah, they're
like,
like,
that wasn't even a comic book they come out with. Yeah,
Yeah, there was like,
I think at this point, Crackle is going to have Fantastic
fucking
Four.
Crackle, man.
I honestly believe if like they gave it back, if they gave if Fox gave the Mutants X-Men.
I have a taste of this.
It's pretty good. And they give X-Men and Fantastic Four back to Marvel, they'd be in a way better setting.
Mm-hmm.
Because like right now, it's like they can't use the word mutants, and that's why Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch both are like, in my opinion, the worst part of Avengers 2. Because like
they just don't fit. Yeah,
they don't fit because
you can't identify what they are because of the rights.
I always call him like what's fucking Big Papa Scott Steiner, the genetic freak. That's why I call them genetic freaks because like that's like the PG version of it. And it's like they can't say mutant because Fox would sue them. Stop being scumbags, Fox.
For everybody, I mean,
you fucking
Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, you shut down your best show or all your shows that are like noteworthy. Arrested Development, fucking Family Guy.
Arrested Development wasn't that good. It was okay.
We hit the face of the bottle.
It ran its track. It was on. How long was it on TV?
It was on TV for 3 seasons. And
That's what I'm saying. It was fine. It's fine.
It's bad.
It was enough Arrested Development for me.
It's good.
Plus, it's on Netflix now. So it's
No,
like,
Futurama got pulled as well.
but Futurama was on for a while. Futurama wasn't that good.
It was on for 3 seasons and got pulled. And Family Guy was on for 3 seasons and got pulled.
And then it came back.
Yeah, as I'm saying,
and it was
Fox has poor decision
That's
making.
true. Yeah.
What if Fox and the Fox Entertainment Division and Fox News came together?
That shit would be great.
And then they would have X-Men Apprentice, and you have fucking Donald Trump as Professor X.
I was gonna start us off with like 2 votes, but did you guys watch the fucking debate with Donald Trump?
I did not.
He shut down that bitch from Fox News like 4 times. She was like, oh, what about all your social media accounts where you're down talking women, calling them fat cows and ignorant people. He's like, correction, I have only called Rosie O'Donnell that. And like the whole crowd was just going for it. I'm like, if right now if we had a vote today, Donald Trump would get my vote.
The sad thing is that the general populace of people, unfortunately.
I thought of a dumb joke. Sorry, I was thinking of this part where like Donald Trump is doing this speech about mutants, and he's like, "So all the mutants from Genosha, they're just rapists."
Wait, Genosha? That was
where Magneto. That was
yeah.
God
Because
damn it.
Metroid M later on. Okay, yeah. God, dude, fucking, that's good. That's good. But no, for real though, Donald Trump, man, like he's gonna be a good president.
I don't think he's gonna ever be president because he's just too.
Do you think Hillary Clinton's gonna beat him?
He's going to turn the White House into a reality show.
It's not. Yeah, it's that, and it has to do with the people. People are so dumb that they want somebody. They believe like look Obama, look Barack Obama. I don't have anything against him. I don't believe in politics. I don't believe that the president has a say in anything anyway.
Do you think we should go back to monarchies?
We already have. That's what I believe.
Put your tinfoil hats on, everybody.
Well, I mean,
I believe we have. This is not people who have been in legislature for a long time. People who have been in government have said this is not a democracy. This is a company. This is a government that is run by companies, by big businesses. Like it's not a democracy. But it's not a democracy anymore. Yeah. It's an anigopoly or whatever the fuck they call it.
Free market.
Yeah. So it's like to make it go back to a monarchy is we never really left that.
Yeah.
If anything, when we came from Britain, I guess we had it for about 20 years.
I don't think it'd be I don't think it'd be back to a monarchy. I think
it's an oligopoly.
I think it's a monopoly.
It's an omegle.
Yeah, no. I think it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the biggest dollar's gonna win, and going to Judge Dredd, Taco Bell's gonna win the fucking food wars.
No, Judge Dredd, fucking Demolition Man. Get your
God damn it!
Get your shit straight.
Sandra
Bullock, man.
All I remember was Sylvester Stallone, and I'm like, okay, it's one of those two.
Fucking. So I mean, going back to that, the scary thing to think of is that we already had something like this before. Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is that he wasn't originally like, okay, it was the recalling Gray Davis, and it was spearheaded by this one Republican guy who basically just wanted him out of office. But then as soon as Arnold Schwarzenegger became like the headliner, he's basically like, I'm out. He knew that he had already accomplished his mission. His mission was just to get Gray Davis out of office, and if the more popular Republican person came in line, he's like, okay, I did my job. Now you go, just take over.
Right.
So, and people, what did people fucking vote for Arnold Schwarzenegger for? Did he have like this big political history?
Nope.
No, they just liked his personality.
Nope. That's exactly it.
Okay, I was not a resident of California when this happened.
Right.
Was he a good?
You were a dirty communist.
No, I was in
who
Wisconsin,
lived in Wisconsin.
the North. But was he a good governor?
No.
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 But the thing is like
Not terrible, but I mean,
he wasn't.
he didn't do anything.
anything. People voted for him because he was a superstar.
But
That's
okay,
what
and
it
then
was.
going on the other side, like another celebrity one, Jesse Ventura actually did shit.
He did.
Yeah.
But if you look at a lot of people, they'll say Jesse Ventura was a horrible governor. A lot of people say that. It's like, no, he was actually a pretty good governor.
I think the thing too is like he said fuck it, like he started calling out the government on the bullshit.
And he still is. If you follow him on Twitter, like but again, that's the thing. Like when you follow these guys, they kind of shoot themselves in the foot because where they make a legitimate point, they make it and then they go overboard with it. Like I mean, he's really into InfoWars. He's really into the Alex Jones guy. And for me, like Alex Jones has already been proven many, many times. It's like this guy's full of shit. He may bring out facts here or there, but for the majority of the thing, I mean, he's just feeding on your fear and making money off of you. But the thing is that are what they saying is true? Yeah, probably. Is the government crooked as fuck? Yeah, probably. Do aliens exist? Yeah, probably. Okay.
Right now.
Was there an alien in Area 51? Yeah, probably.
Right now, who would be the best pair of candidates, in your opinion?
Frank Underwood.
Who's that fucking guy I showed you that video, he's just screaming, Obama, you devil!
That's Alex Jones. He turns, he goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Alex Jones would probably be hilarious. Frank Underwood. Heisenberg. And I don't know.
Nick, what about you?
And Nick.
So we're talking about real people, right?
Yeah.
I just made people up.
Oh, no, real people.
No one. None of these candidates
That's
on
why
either
I
the
made people
Democratic
up.
or Republican
No,
side.
if you could pick two that you think would do a good job in office, who would you pick?
See, I don't know. I'm not that in depth into politics where I could really say like, oh, this person would be good for the country. And right now, I feel that all the voices are for either Democrat or Republican. I don't really care for either side.
No.
I want to.
So you want Ralph Nader? That's what I'm picking up from. You want Ralph
what's
Nader?
I want
funny-
anyone outside, anyone who doesn't have to pay lip service to a certain demographic or like big business.
Then you're not
people.
voting for anybody.
Or if you're voting for a third party and you know you're not going to win.
Yeah, Ralph Nader.
It's
You
not
want
about
Ralph,
winning. It's about sending a message.
Yeah, you want Ralph Nader. That's what you want.
No, that's what. But I mean, that's the whole thing. Is like, especially. I mean, my knowledge in politics is pretty extensive, mostly because I just finished the third season of House of Cards.
Oh God. Damn.
So I mean, I can say that I'm pretty in tune with what's going on in American politics. But that aside, I mean, it's been there. I mean, if you want somebody who doesn't have anything to do with, who doesn't have any kind of interest, then you don't want to live in America or anywhere for that fact. But it comes with, people sit there and bitch about it, but like the places that don't deal with that, it's like, okay, well, you don't have to worry about that in Korea. Like Korea doesn't have, they just have one guy. It's like
North Korea or South Korea?
North Korea.
Okay.
It's like you just have one guy. If you don't agree with him, then
You're dead.
I hope you don't live in that place.
Yeah.
So I mean, well, you could go live in Africa or whatever, where they burn you if somebody says, "Hey, that guy raped somebody." Well, where's the proof? He raped somebody, so burn him.
He's a witch.
He's a witch. Burn him to death. So I mean, it just kind of comes with the territory, man.
Right now, my pair that I'd love to see, I know it'll never happen. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura. Fucking Team Predator.
Jesse Ventura the president, Arnold Schwarzenegger can be the fucking vice.
Yeah, I'd be down for that, but that would never happen.
Jesse Ventura would actually probably be a pretty legit president.
Yeah.
Like if you follow him on Twitter, he's really about like, hey, fuck the government because I've worked it and I know how crooked it is, and this is how much shit they sweep under the rug.
He never lost. He was just like, I'm done.
No, he did. He was like, I'm done. This is fucking dirty.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like made it his life's goal to expose like whatever kind of quote unquote dirty shit that he feels is dirty in the fact.
You know what would be a better pair? Jesse Ventura and the drill sergeant from fucking
that guy needs
Full
to
Metal Jacket. That would be fucking ridiculous.
No.
Or actually, no, I have a good one. Penn and Teller. Because they're libertarian. And you think about it, Penn is the one who makes all the decisions and talks, and Teller doesn't do shit. He just stands on the side and doesn't say
anything. He does like little magic tricks and shit.
Yeah, Teller would be the president.
He'd be the vice president, man.
No, Teller would be the president, and Penn would be the fucking VP.
The VP, man.
All he's doing is talking, and then now you guys say like the vice president's just like doing magic tricks. That's what the president does. They just do magic tricks.
He does do magic tricks.
That's it.
So I don't know. I think I've been more disappointed about more of the stuff that you find out because it's like it's so blatant now, like with the TPP and. You know, with the...
That's the Tea Party.
No. TPP is a Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Okay.
Stuff like that where it's like, they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're like openly fucking you. Like, they're bending you over and fucking you, and they're like...
No lube.
And they're like, how does it feel? And the American public is like, feels great.
The reason why I'd rather see
This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah,
but that's okay. I like
everyone
that.
tuned the fuck out. We're all talking to ourselves now.
But yeah, we're just talking at a table.
No,
so I like that.
The reason why I think Donald Trump would be a better...
Get the fuck off a video game and figure out what's going on with the world. That's what you need to do.
The reason why I think Donald Trump would be better than Hillary Clinton is because like Donald Trump's real. Like he's like, yeah, I fucked up. You're like, this is the shit I've done. And it's like Hillary Clinton still's like she's pro-gay marriage now, but you go back to a month prior or any time prior, she was anti-gay marriage all the way up until it got legalized.
Yeah.
And it's like, how can you trust a person like that? As well, if she can't please her man, how is she gonna please her country?
Well, she's obviously a lesbian. I mean,
so?
let's put that out there. I mean,
Liz showed me a picture and it was like, vote for Monica 2016. At least she knows I get the job done. And I'm like, you got my vote, Monica.
What's funny is I agree with you. I think if I was I always think about like, man, why do these politicians have to like scab and lie and do all this and act like they're not people when I mean they're some of the dirtiest people in the world, you know? And it's like, but then again, then you have the opposite, like what you're saying, and look at how vilified, Donald Trump is.
But he's top in polls. He's the top in polls right now.
So
it's like
thing, which is scarier, or which is worse? A person who has to pay lip service to a certain demographic and a certain way of thinking, or someone who like Donald Trump who says what he believes and doesn't hold back for it, but they're really fucking terrible.
Right. So which is worse? Somebody who's going to lie to you and go, oh no, we're going to make everybody happy and we're going to get you a job. And I mean, hey, fuck your grandma because your grandma's not her Social Security. We got to take that away from her. But you're going to get a job. And your kids, well, we're gonna put them in debt too. But you're good. You are gonna have a job, and I tell you what, it's gonna be great. Or do you have the guy who's like, hey, fuck you, go do it yourself, and fuck everybody else who's in here? The guy who's telling you you're gonna have a job is lying to you because you're not gonna have a job. It's gonna ultimately be upon you. And the guy who says fuck you, go do it yourself is telling you it's gonna be upon you. Which guy do you want? They both are evil. They're both bad.
And this plays into like the ultimate manga question too. Is like in mangas or in any really Japanese culture, it's like, all right, let's dethrone the fucking the empire we have started to us now that's keeping us safe, so that way we have free will. And it's like it turns out being they're keeping you safe from evil forces.
But the thing with all the Japanese stuff is like it always breaks down to communism. Everybody's equal under the sun.
And then the other thing to remember too is that it's all like it's the protagonists are all teenagers, and it's all about teenagers rebelling against the system and like.
And that leads to the question too: would you rather live in a free society for 10 years and then you guys being wiped out, or would you rather live into a society where there's a monarchy set up, but you live your lifetime out? And that's what the real question comes down to. It's like, would you rather live without free will but being able to live, or would you rather live with free will and doomed to die?
I think a lot of people too have this. It's where it's like.
I think, well, you can have a monarchy that isn't evil.
Right.
I mean, it's not ideal. Obviously, you want to have control over your leaders, but you can have a monarchy where, hey, everything is great.
Look at the Starks, all right? When the Starks were in charge of the North, nobody was getting fucking filleted, all right? But when the Boltons take over, everybody gets fucked.
If you don't have HBO, you have no idea what he's talking about.
Fucking the White Hills rolling around their fucking ATVs at our funerals, it's fucking bullshit. I won't stand for it.
I have no idea.
No, in the fucking new Telltale game, like, you're at a funeral for your dad and your little brother got killed during, like, the Red Wedding, which, I'm not going to spoil it, but the Red Wedding...
Are we still talking about Game of
Yes,
Thrones?
so yeah. So it's like, you're at the funeral in the game, and then like one of the White House guys comes up and starts laughing at you. It's like, wait, how the fuck did you find out where we're having this funeral at? And it's like, like, if it was real life, they'd be scumbags and ATVs rolling by, fuck your funeral, and I'm like, God.
Smell that? Smells like somebody died.
Yeah. Oh, man. But anyway, let's talk about some happy news.
Okay.
DBZ, the new movie, doing fantastically.
Battle of F?
Yes, or Resurrection of F. Yeah.
Resurrection of F.
Yeah, so it's doing really well. It did really well. It beat Fast and Furious 7 in Japan.
Shut up.
Yes.
Wow.
And then it already made its money back in fucking the US.
My thing is, like, how much money does it take to really,
$5 million
to really fund an animated movie?
That was the thing, was $5 million. That was the budget.
Dragon Ball Z doesn't exactly have like the most detailed or most like fluid animation. I have to imagine the budget for that is pretty low.
It was $5 million.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and then so far it's beating out Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. What's funny is I think any movie that gets streamed where we work, like any movie that has to like stoop so low as to propagate itself
Jurassic World
at a retail store. Like, it's probably doomed from the get-go. I would probably say Jurassic Park was probably the one exception because it was pretty good.
You mean Jurassic World?
Jurassic World. I mean, Jurassic World was pretty good. I'm telling you, I mean, the gorgeous man that is Chris Pratt is probably going to be the next Indiana Jones. I mean...
You think he's going to be young Han Solo?
Oh, yeah, Han Solo.
You think he's going to be?
So.
Because they already...
You picture him, and he's got as much bravado, probably more, as Harrison Ford did in his prime. But Harrison Ford was just, he was a guy who could play that grim kind of like man's man of getting things done back in the day. You look at he was
a cowboy. That was the whole thing.
Clear.
It was supposed to be Clint Eastwood,
stuff like that.
That's like who his model off was Clint Eastwood.
Well, but in the same instance, he could play very, very, like I said, like clear and present danger. He could play the guy that wasn't a cowboy, but he was still cowboyish.
Yeah. Look at Dirty Harry.
That's
it. That's Clint Eastwood. My bad.
Get off my Millennium Falcon.
Exactly. So I really think Chris Pratt can pull that off. He's charming. It was ingenious when who was I talking to? Was it you or you? Where you were talking about the point when the dinosaur comes out and he jumps under the car and he puts the gas all over him.
Oh, it's me. I'm like,
he's like, that gas is made out of dinosaurs. All he's gotta do is like, hey, there's a dinosaur under that car. And I was like, that's actually pretty genius. Like, why didn't he think of that? He was like, wait, it smelled like a dinosaur underneath there. I didn't know there was a dinosaur. Oh, it's a guy. Fucking Taylor, man.
Dude, that movie was trying to be Jaws. Like, that's like, I was watching it, I'm like, this is fucking trying to be Jaws.
No, it had Jaws in it. It was that giant crocodile that saved the day at the end. Okay?
Oh, God.
That was Jaws.
It was a giant fucking...
It was a crocodile Jaws.
It was a crocodile shark. It was like a megalodon.
It was,
but it wasn't a megalodon.
The thing about the movie is that there was no other way to make a Jurassic Park sequel because the whole idea is that why the fuck are you building a park with giant fucking dinosaurs that can break out and eat everyone? It's all
like
built
they
around
did 30
stupidity.
years ago. We've done this already.
Not twice, but 3 times. Fuck, man. Dude, but for real though, they were pushing fucking Chris Pratt so hard in that movie.
He's so good.
And it was like, so I like at the end of the movie, and this is like not really a spoiler, like him and the girl just walk hand in hand outside. I'm like, what? No. All those people are fucking dead, and you're just like, let's go on vacation.
No, I mean, to me, what pales in comparison is when the raptor looks at him and gives him the nod, like, you're all right, man.
No, I'm pretty sure the raptor's like, I'll suck your dick.
Right. And I mean, and that's how you have to, like...
It'll be toothy.
You have to admit, like, Chris Pratt's that much of a badass. Like, a raptor was like, I'll blow you, bro. And I'm a guy, no homo. And then he just runs off into the sunset.
So, did they say, like, they fixed the genes so, like, the dinosaur would be all male?
I didn't even know how.
I think it was all female.
Because the thing is, because the thing in the original Jurassic Park, the problem was they're using frog DNA, and the frogs were able to change gender during mating season.
Right.
So there'd be one male. So did they fix that? And as well, it's like when the part where they're trying to figure out what's inside the dinosaur, and the guy's not telling him, I'm like, motherfucker, I paid for this shit. Why are you holding information from me?
No.
God, it was so. And then fucking that Asian guy's being evil. But I did like how they fit to the canon of the old second game, where it was the evil corporation was still around trying to fuck over them.
No. What was the name of the corporation? InGen. That's
InGen.
what it was. InGen.
I don't know if you guys remember like commercials from the day where it was like the Jurassic Park was trying to sell their dinosaurs, and it was like if it doesn't have the JP mark, it's extinct. So whenever Liz and I are looking at something, I'm like, if it doesn't have the JP mark, it's extinct.
I remember that. Yeah, because the dinosaurs would have the JP mark at some point on their bodies. That's right.
So whenever Liz and I are looking at shit, I say it randomly,
Gotta
and
say
she just
it.
looks at me, and I'm like, if it doesn't have the JP mark,
She
it's
looks at
extinct.
you and then shakes her head and wonders, what the fuck am I doing here with this individual?
So right now, the Dragon Ball Z movie, it's on track to make $20 million US alone.
Is it or is it is it in theaters? Is it doing like are they doing Fathom events
know what?
for it or?
It actually was on theaters it got released on a Tuesday.
Okay.
And
Which is
That's a lot of screaming to hear at the theater. Like, you imagine people just walking past like a theater playing, and they're like, ah! They're like, what the fuck are they watching?
Is there a bunch of people taking a shit in there? Like, what's happening?
It only opened in 900 theaters, though, which is like
That's really small, and that's a Fathom event. I mean,
yeah.
right? Am I
And
wrong?
most movies are in over 3,000.
Yeah.
So 900 was small, and it made it made 5 million.
So at 900 theaters,
It made
more
5
money than
million.
Fantastic
So
Four did.
So it's over 900?
It's over 9,000. That would be.
Who is the best Z fighter to you guys?
The best Dragon Ball Z fighter?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Vegeta. He's my favorite.
Which version of Vegeta?
I would say Cell Saga.
So when he goes Majin?
No, that's Boo Saga when he was Majin.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But yeah, Cell Saga was just like he was at like to me that was his peak.
See, for me, it was always BB Vegeta because he just fucking. This one time he surpassed Goku. He had to give up his whole being and body.
Even in fucking Battle of the Gods, he surpassed Goku for a few seconds, but he surpasses Goku.
Which is stupid because spoilers. As he does that, it's like nope, still gotta have Goku save your ass.
Yeah, it's so.
Because your pride gets the best of you.
Well, in Resident Evil Shrek, they confront that. They're like, you and if you and Goku work together, you guys would be the strongest pair in the world. Like you would just
Vegito.
He'd like not even that. Like they just fought together, like side by side. They'd be stronger than the god of destruction. And he's just like, they're like, well, you're too prideful and you're too stupid to figure that out.
That's right, because Goku's always just a fucking moron. You're like, God damn it, Goku.
Nick, who's your favorite?
Now, see, here's the thing. I like Dragon Ball, but I'm more of a classic Dragon Ball.
You like Dragon Ball?
Yeah. I like just Dragon Balls.
When Krillin gets smirked.
No, like, the thing I like about Dragon Ball is that...
Well, no, in Dragon Ball, he gets smirked like a bitch. That's what starts off...
How does he die in Dragon Ball?
Like, one of the sons of Piccolo kills him. And that's what causes Goku to go fight Piccolo.
Oh, okay.
It was during the World Tournament, Krillin gets killed in the tournament. And Goku's like fucking him out.
Like, to me, the older Dragon Balls, it was more comedy. And the fighting, this was before, you could, like... flick a beam with your finger and blow up an entire planet or solar system.
They actually
it was like they actually
You're
had to
so
take
fucking
time.
hipster, man.
And back when fucking Roshi, became like this roided out like old guy, that was pretty hype. He was like, oh, this guy's like.
He does that in the new movie. That's
He does.
The sickest.
He does.
And I thought it was great when Tien shows up. He's like, I told Yamcha and fucking Chaozu to stay back. And I'm like, what? Like those two are fucking jobbers. No reason I'm buying.
I do remember watching that, and I saw Master Roshi. He was all yoked out.
I'm like, that confirms Yamcha is the weakest.
Yes.
It is like Tien's like, Yamcha and Chaozu stay back, but Master Roshi, come on in, buddy, you can help us out.
And he was way tight, and then what did he sees something like Frieza like goes to his next level or something.
And he's like,
he
it's time to get out of here.
He's time to get out of here, and he shrinks back to his normal self.
What about that fat fucking short samurai guy?
Yamaroshi.
Yamaroshi, he was tight, man. He
like the one act he did was fucking in the first couple episodes of Dragon Ball Z where he cuts off the tail.
Cut off Vegeta's tail, man.
Bolts off.
Yep. That was his fucking like serenade. It was his Crimson Fifth right there. He was out after that.
I like how in the game they switched to Krillin, and I'm like, you still want to show Yajirobe or what?
Yeah, that's right. That's
in
right.
The game they switched to Krillin. I was kind of pissed off.
Wait, no.
And then
in Krillin did it with Frieza's tail. He cut off Frieza's tail
with a destructive disc.
Yeah.
Man,
all right.
I still think
we were grown.
This is gonna be the biggest debate: is who's Yamcha between Yamcha and Tien. Or not Yamcha and Krillin? I still think it's Krillin.
Well, it's always going to be Krillin.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were like, well, during the Boo saga, when Super Boo just sends all the things out to destroy all the humans, Tien and Chaozu both deflect him off to survive. And it's like, that doesn't prove his strength. It's like,
No.
why are you going to set up powerful beings to kill beings that are powerless, you know? You already have the most powerful beings on top of Kami's lookout besides Tien. So.
I still think the best. Okay, well, I'll say this. I'll tackle, or I'll say this. What is the best moment that you guys remember growing up from Dragon Ball Z, GT, or any of the movies that kind of stayed with you? Nick, we'll go.
You guys go first. I got to think because I don't want. I
can talk about mine.
Yeah.
One always stayed with me. It was BoJack's, the BoJack's movie. Where Goku's dead. He's
dead.
He's in heaven or whatever it is. He's with Supreme Kai.
He's there. I think it's him and Vegeta are both training somewhere.
No, he's dead.
Okay.
Because Vegeta's around in the movie, and but this guy BoJack's, he's like a pirate. He these guys, he like absorbs them, gets to be like hella strong, and he's at a point where he's about to kill Gohan. Like he's got Gohan in a bear hug, and he's like breaking his back, and Gohan's a little kid. And it's just something about watching a full-grown, like, mutant man, like, literally just beat the fuck out of a little kid to the point to where, like, the kid's, like, crying, like, for his dad. And Goku is, like, he's got a halo above his head, and he's up there with Supreme Kai, and he's like, I can't watch this anymore, and Supreme Kai's like, Goku, no, you can't do it, Goku! And he's like, fuck it, and he just teleports to Earth, punches BoJack's in the face. Like, he just teleports and punches him in the face. And, like, BoJack's obviously releases Gohan and then teleports back to being dead. So, like, he chose not to be dead for, like, 5 seconds. And everybody's like, and even, like, Vegeta's like, ugh. He was like, Kakarot! And Piccolo's like, oh, it was Goku. How did he do that? But that always stuck with me because it was like, I'm not going to watch this guy fucking kill my kid. Like, I can't be dead for 5 seconds, guy. Like, fuck you. I'm gonna go do this. And he just punched the guy in the face.
I thought one of the best scenes in Resurrection Act is when fucking Goku does the 1-inch punch to Frieza. Like,
I still haven't seen that.
It's like, so he touches his chest and Frieza looks down and then he punches him. Like, he does like a knuckle punch, like closes it, and it's like, poof, and Frieza goes flying back. And I'm like, oh shit.
That's tight.
And I don't know, man. Just like the whole movie, like fucking Goku and Vegeta have Frieza's number.
What do you think about the blue hair?
I thought it was dumb. It's like another version of Super Saiyan God, but it's not just Super Saiyan God. And I was like, all right. But at least Vegeta gets it. It's not just a Goku exclusive.
It's not just a Goku exclusive.
And I like how they made.
So would that be your favorite part, or do you remember something from the movies that like?
From the movies, I don't really.
Or the show, or
the show.
You
okay.
want, yeah.
Well, what are the movies? The part where Goku and Vegeta are both fighting off against all the coolers. On New Man.
Oh yeah, the silver coolers. Yeah.
Like they're fighting off against all of them, and it's like he's like, you take the 500 to the left, I'll take the 500 to the right, and it's just so fucking dumb. And they get their ass beat. But,
and they do. They get their ass beat.
Vegeta gets punched in the nuts like 8 times. And I'm like, God, poor Vegeta. But in the TV show, when people have tried to fight Super or Cell second form and no one's been able to do it, and Vegeta gets out of the time chamber and he goes finds him, and he's like, you're nothing compared to Goku. It means you're nothing compared to me. And Vegeta just runs up and fucking hits him in the stomach, and Cell's like, what have I done?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, man. That's like when Vegeta's like, he's on top of his game.
But see, the thing is, like, the pride gets him because it's like, while he could have killed him right there, he's like, you're not powerful enough.
He's like,
go absorb these two people.
Cell plays him, and he's like, you want to find a real version of me? He goes, let me get fucking Android 18 at me. And it's like, that's what they do. So, Nick.
That sounded gay. Let me get Android 18.
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
They've
got the Flash game for it, where he absorbs her.
Oh, God damn it.
So I mean, like I said, I'm not too. After the fucking Frieza saga, I kind of bailed on Dragon Ball because I'm just like, okay, I don't have time for Cell, this guy, to constantly change his final form a million times. One of the best or the weirdest parts I remember in Dragon Ball was I had a friend who let me borrow a bootleg VHS. This shows how old I am. One of the Dragon Ball Z movies, and this is before I think they came out in the US. It was the one where they fucking bring everyone back from the dead, including Hitler.
Oh, if they bring him back from the place for ultimate losers, which is basically hell.
Yes.
Yeah. Which
Hitler's there too.
In GT they call it hell. So
yeah.
So I mean, the thing I remember weird because this is this is like mid or late 90s, and I'm still getting introduced to anime, and I'm just like, what the fuck, Japan?
What the fuck, Japan?
You got some explaining to do.
Do you remember that part though? Like what Gohan does to Frieza when he sees him?
No.
That's probably one of like the coolest moments too. I'll never forget that they bring fucking Hitler back. He's like jumping out of the fucking thing. You're like, God damn it.
I remember in GT like how much like everybody out of hell was a jobber, and it's like Gohan's just fucking him up, and so is fucking Piccolo, and like Piccolo's strong enough to become the Guardian of Hell now. And I'm like, wait, what?
I think it's one of those things where they just get stronger and stronger as they fight. I mean, and I think they reserved
it makes sense.
They reserved it exclusively for the Saiyans, but I think at a certain point, unless you just don't want to have anybody else there, they kind of have to absorb that at a certain point.
Yeah.
You know, like Piccolo. But what I was saying about Nick was at a certain point we see after all that stuff that having to do with Frieza, where Frieza was just insurmountably powerful, and when he comes back, Gohan, and like he's so not even an issue now, where like he comes out and he's like, I'm gonna take over the world this time. And Gohan like literally like just flies up to him and he's like, the last time we fought, I was but a boy, and he just punches him in the stomach and like energy blasts him and vaporizes him. Like he's just like,
well, it was like Frieza and Cell
thing.
both came out like the two big everyone was waiting for, and they both get fucking
And they just get
they're jobbers. They're just like, okay, we're done.
We're like, we've been here, we've done this. We're just gonna like vaporize.
I'm like we all have like kind of an agreement to like who's good and who's bad, but apparently like if there was an issue, there's a way we could settle this. Like they did in Ohio. There was actually these two teenagers got into a fight over a video game, and then one getting shot in the ass. They got force gumped. They don't say what the game was.
Did he no-scope him in the ass?
They don't say what the game was, and I was like, I was trying to find it in there, but I was looking at the comment section, and the first picture was of Mario Party, and I was like, that could be true. But I thought that was pretty good. So, to get a little back on the darker side, I sent you guys all a link to this video of like what Shrek could have been. It was Chris Farley as Shrek.
I never listened to it. How was it?
It was
Was
more
it sad?
It was more realistic. Like Shrek was more like not like the animated Scottish version. He was more of a real person. That's what I took from it. Mm-hmm. Nick, what'd you think?
Yeah, it was pretty much that. It wasn't like wasn't fucking what's his name, Mike Myers. It wasn't doing let me do a funny voice and here's my fake Scottish accent. It was very much like I'm a big like scary owner. Yeah, it was almost like his I live in a van down by the river, but for kids.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I was like, too bad he died, but I thought it was.
If only he would have exercised, that would have been.
Well, no, he died of cocaine.
Well, that's right. He had the blow. The blow was what took him out.
And then he told that hooker, "Don't leave me. I'm
Speaking
dying."
of dead hookers, man, I just finished watching House of Cards.
Oh,
Spoilers.
God.
And let me tell you, this hooker gets killed right at the end, and you don't see it coming. You think that it's like
spoilers.
Yeah, I
said
spoilers. I said
Does any
spoilers.
hooker see it coming?
No, but I mean the thing is like he didn't have to kill her because she was already dead. She was already dead inside. That was a bad joke. I blew it.
Well, I already told you. Well, that's earlier. The same day we were talking about the fucking whole gasoline thing. It was like killing hookers and strippers should be okay because they're already dead on the inside.
They're already dead on the inside. Man, it was so good. If you guys haven't already, you need to start watching House of Cards. It kind of gives you a rough, fictitious. Well, I wouldn't even go so far as to say fictitious, but it gives you a rough estimate of how politics actually works.
Yeah.
And
then our president's bisexual.
And the president's bisexual. More than likely, Obama's probably banging a guy in there. So
Joe Biden.
He's banging Joe Biden. Exactly.
So
when is it gonna be my turn?
You're always on top.
I had one of those beers. I'm already drunk. I swear to God.
So I'm gonna name off two actors, and you tell me who would you rather read you a story?
Kevin Bacon.
Peter Dinklage or Nolan North?
I don't know who Nolan North is.
Wait, who would I rather what?
Who would you rather hear read you a story?
Oh, okay.
Before they fuck you.
Nolan North was in the Deadpool game. He was the voice of Deadpool, and that's why I thought Nolan North should have been the voice of Deadpool in the movie. But
well,
Nolan North, because Nolan North can be fucking anyone. Yeah. He could be any damn voice.
Probably him too.
So the reason why
I like him as Deadpool.
The reason I bring this up is Destiny thinks Nolan North's a better voice actor. They're from the next patch. They're pulling all of Peter Dinklage's voice acting and they're refilling it with Nolan North.
I think it was less. I mean, first of all, I don't think that Dinklage is a bad voice actor. I think he got poorly directed. They said, "Hey, do a bland robot voice, and we'll fucking tune it up later." And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And he's probably too expensive to keep on going for the 10-year plan for Destiny. So they're like, Nolan North, you can do anyone. Fuck it, you're a guy.
And you're cheap.
Yeah.
You're reliable. You're like in a reasonable price.
And I think Nick's absolutely right, because I mean when you're I remember Destiny. I remember distinctly Peter Dinklage, and I was like, I've yet to hear or see Peter Dinklage in anything. I mean, not like him. I haven't watched Pixels, but I mean I haven't.
That's Peter Dinkler.
He
changed his name just for that one film.
Oh my god! But I remember seeing him in Nip Tuck.
He was good.
When I was watching a Nip Tuck, and I'm like, this little, this little midget bastard is super fucking talented. Like, he's great.
Watch Game of Thrones, motherfucker.
I'm still waiting for my jump drive. I don't have HBO. Okay?
He's fucking top tier.
I bet. I mean, I've yet to see him in anything where I wasn't like, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, look at him in X-Men First Class. He's amazing. Not First Class. What was the other one? Help me
Days
out.
of Future Past.
Days of Future Past. Great. But
Fucking-
in Destiny,
Death at a Funeral, both of them, he did a good job.
I don't remember him in that.
He was the gay lover of the dad. The
I
dad
think I saw
dies.
those.
The dad dies, and he's the secret gay lover. He's like, well, it's my job to be here, and they're like, my dad was never gay. They try to push him off.
Oh, see, he plays stuff like that, and he does it really well.
Yeah,
and then it's like, why couldn't you do Destiny right?
He did the British. Well, it wasn't him. It was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's like,
it was like
you couldn't do a voiceover for a video game. It's like, I don't think so. I think like Nick was saying.
Have you heard the fact that they asked fucking, I think it was David Cross and fucking Brian Posehn or someone, like they asked them to do humorous script for Destiny. They made this whole script, so funny things that Peter Dinklage and other people would say, and they totally didn't use any of it at all.
And I think
it's because Bungie was like, that doesn't fit the tone of what we want.
I think it's a failure in Bungie's hands. I don't think it was like, because people were always saying like, is Peter Dinklage bad? No, it's Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bungie fucked up. Like even when he showed me the demo for the first time or the beta, I was like, this just doesn't sound right. Like he's a robot. He's supposed to be a robot. He did a good job playing a robot, but it just like it doesn't seem like that's what they wanted. They wanted him to be like a claptrap.
Mm-hmm.
That's why that's the feeling I think they're pushing for now. Is they were gonna make Nolan North be a claptrap, like the new Ghost.
Which is annoying. We don't need another claptrap. I don't know. I'm not a big Borderlands guy. I played Borderlands 2. I played it on the Handsome Collection. I was playing with my nephews. I think I'm at the point where I'm old enough to say I just didn't understand that game.
It's full of memes.
I just didn't understand.
It's full of memes. That's all it is.
They got to a point where I think it's the first boss where you're on a ship.
Yeah, it's full of memes.
The ship took off without me. I was on the ground because I was very lost. That's my gaming life now. So
you need linear games.
I need when you crave linear games because
you're old.
Because you feel like I managed to get Batman in a hole yesterday that I couldn't get him out of.
That's not on you. That's Bill Pestmore game design.
But I mean, it took me 20 minutes. I was just like, I glide kicked a guy, and instead of glide kicking him, I landed in this invisible hole that Batman could not get out of.
I feel like the picture you've heard to go over here, and I'm not going to put him there because it's NSFW. It's a picture of grandma getting fucked, and it's like, this isn't the bingos. That's how I feel you were. This isn't the bingos, and your Batman's just stuck in a
Batman
hole.
was just fucking me.
Yeah.
And I just, after a while, thankfully, thank you God, that a right bumper icon popped up, just at one of my vantage points where I could, back claw my way up, and I was just like, I don't need, when I sell Batman, which I'm going to do probably tomorrow, because I'm going to finish it tonight, I'll probably get my Devil May Cry 4 back. It's linear. I can't go anywhere I'm not supposed to go. I can't fall off of levels. So I'm good. I can just, it's just timing and button presses. That's all I need.
I think the thing about those games is that old school games put you immediately into the action. Almost every second or every minute you're playing the game, you're doing something.
Right.
Whereas now games is like, it's open world. So spend 4 or 5 minutes galloping across
trying to figure out where the fuck you're even going. Or not even that. And I used to do it, and it used to just bother the fuck out of me because when I was younger, you play a game like Batman Arkham City. I'll use it because I'm on the Batman tangent, but you play Batman Arkham City. Well, there's a whole story behind the game before you even play it. And I used to take it over to my brother's house. My brother was 12 years older than me at the time. I was 25. He was, 37, almost 40. And he would just skip past all that shit. He's like, don't care about it. I'm like,
what that story? He's like, if I wanted a story, I'd watch a fucking movie.
Well, that's the way movies are. That's the way games are going. Ask David Cage.
That's exactly, but that's where I'm at now. Where like, if like The Witcher, right? I started The Witcher. Witcher, great game, by the way. I couldn't get into it because it's just way too fucking much. But it's like the open cinematic is like the guy's telling you a story and he's talking about Geralt and and I'm just like, I don't fucking care. When do I get to do
what
something?
button of these make 6 cutscenes quit?
Right, that's exactly it. I mean, if I get into it, if I'm playing Heavy Rain and I know that's what the game's gonna be, it's just gonna be that, then okay, all right.
It's gonna be me.
It's gonna be me. But if it's not, it's like, can we just get past all this?
Or like fucking Assassin's Creed's, and a lot of Ubisoft games now, a lot of Ubisoft open world games, their fascination with putting a fuck ton of markers and things on the map for you to do.
Yes, fuck me.
So you feel compelled to do tiny, tedious shit.
Just to get those off of the map.
Yeah.
And not only, I'm with you because it's like, my last game I played, which was not Ubisoft, but Assassin's Creed, was Unity. And I really seen the jump from Black Flag to Unity. Because with Black Flag, you could at least go, okay, I'm at this point, there's maybe 10 or 11 markers here. Mm-hmm. So I can do this or that. Unity, when you pulled up the map, there was 700 fucking markers there. It's like, I just want to go where I need to go. Like, which one is the one that I need to go to, you know? And it's like, yeah, you can alleviate some of them. But at the very base, it's either like, there's 30 markers there.
Mm-hmm. It feels overwhelming.
It's not only overwhelming, it's just unnecessary.
You know,
because they're using that to go, well, here, there's over 800 hours of gameplay. But there isn't. There really isn't.
So going back to Borderlands 2, it's actually really linear. Like the maps are really linear.
That's what's sad.
Yeah, it's like whenever you see a branching path, it's like either A, they're going to come back together, or B, that branching path is going to be a side quest you'll do later.
Yeah, and that's what my nephews were just like. They were like, really? Like, really? Where are you? And I'm like, I don't know where I am.
I see you guys fly.
I'm like, is the ship taking off? Am I supposed to be on that thing? And they were like, God damn it. Like, I just, it was really at the point where I felt like I needed a button. Like, if I was, like, I felt like I needed a digital button. Like, I had fallen down and I couldn't get up. And I needed a little help me button.
Here's an idea for you guys out there. Do a fucking helpline, but for video games. Where they push a little help video game button, and then the motherfucker comes into your house and plays the game for you.
No shit. I fucking got tired, like, 2 nights ago with Batman. I could not figure this out. I spent a good 15 minutes on it. I go, fuck it, I'm watching somebody else play it so they can walk me through it. And I did. I felt ashamed. It was shameful, and it was awful, and it was tedious, and it was shameful. But I did it. Because it was like, listen, it's already 12:30. I'm going to go to bed at like 1:30. I don't have time to sit around and figure this out. Like, my time is precious. So I just watched some guy who plays video games for a living run through it, and he figured it out way faster than I did. And I'm like, oh, there was a wall right there I didn't see. Okay, moving on.
There's some cryptic games by the Rare Collection. Like, all those fucking games are cryptic.
What do you mean?
Like there's shit that you don't know you need to do, but it's like, because the game doesn't tell you. There's like, go have fun. You know, you'll figure it out eventually.
Go fuck yourself.
Like Conquer, there's a part where it's like, it's a money gate, and you can't get through unless you have a certain amount of money. It doesn't tell you how much you need. You have to figure out how much you need.
So you just have to go make money.
Yeah, you have to go make money, and it's like, okay, so I have $300 bills I can't get. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I already had enough money like $2 bills ago? Well, awesome. Thanks, game.
Thanks, Rare.
That's what you're fucking making Kinect games. So what do you guys think of early access?
Hopefully we'll be enjoying it pretty soon.
I love accessing that stuff early. No, like, I'm not a PC gamer, so I don't have much experience with early access. And the thing is that there's good early access games and there's bad early access
Do you
games.
guys have water or anything to drink other than alcohol?
Only alcohol.
Oh my god. Do you really only
Yeah,
have
only we have tap water.
Oh my god. Drink. Do you have ice?
No. Well, yeah, take the freezer. Okay, Nick.
Take a drip out of the toilet. So, like, you have good early access games like Nuclear Throne or
Prison Architect.
or what the fuck is the other one? Expendabros. Or
Yeah.
Broforce. Where you already have a good solid game. It doesn't feel like it's broken. You have a good solid game, and they keep on adding stuff to it, and they're tweaking it to make it so that the final product is good. And then you have poor early access games that clearly are not anywhere near finished, and they just exist to make money or like build up profit to finish the rest of it.
Daisy.
I'm actually surprised how well Ark is doing.
Ark, yeah. But that one looks cool.
It does look cool, and I've heard interesting things about what you can do in the game. Like, apparently there was someone who was trolling in the game, and what they did was they would tranquilize him, put him in a cage, and they would feed him blood to keep him alive. And then they would tranquilize him, and then feed him blood.
DayZ?
No, this is
Ark.
Okay. It's a game that takes place in, like, was it Dinosaur?
Dinosaur, like caveman and dinosaurs together.
Yeah. And it's like an MMO kind of, like, where it's like, when you go into a world, there's other people there.
Okay.
And they can, like, torture you if they're more advanced than you are. So, like, you were saying, like, this guy was being captured and put into a cage and fed blood to keep alive.
It makes me sad that like people do that because it's like I really feel that I don't even know if you guys can hear me, but I really feel that like that's an extension of what people would really do in real life.
Really?
Well, I think that's the point. The point is to make it so that it's self-governing and not the game putting a person in jail.
Yeah, the reason I bring it up because Xbox announced that they are doing their own version of early access, and they confirmed that there will be Xbox exclusive titles coming to early access.
And I think they have their way of doing it is a very smart way, in that you get a free trial. That basically Microsoft's way of doing it is you get a free trial of any early access game. So you get to play it for a certain amount of time.
Wait, what was that ice in the bowl for?
When it overfills, we put it in the bowl.
Sorry.
Did you?
Go ahead.
So basically, when on Xbox One, you can play an early access game for free for a certain amount of time, and then it's your choice if you want to buy it or not. Steam's way of doing it is, okay, you buy an early access game.
It's all buy-in.
It's buy-in, and you can only play for 2 hours until you decide if you want to get your money back. If you play more than 2 hours, that's it. You've lost your refund ability.
That's fucking shitty.
It sounds shit. Well, early access. I mean, early access is a new thing. It hasn't existed before.
Yeah. That's why I agree with you. I'm excited to see early access games be on my Xbox One, especially Xbox One exclusive games. I'm actually, I bought 2 early access games. I bought Prison Architect, which is really fun, when you make your own prison, and Nuclear Throne. I really do like Nuclear Throne.
Actually, some people would argue that a lot of games now are early access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not
Batman.
Whatever, man. Taking those off.
So, do you guys think this is a good move from Microsoft to do it?
I think they're being proactive.
Are you guys talking about early access as far as the 360 games?
No.
Xbox
Xbox One announced, or Microsoft announced that Xbox One upcoming games will be like they're doing their early access. That will include Xbox exclusive titles as well as indie titles.
Huh.
So you'll be able to play those games early for a certain amount of time for free. So you're not paying anything.
They have to be proactive because after they lost a lot of indie support early on in the life and lost it to PlayStation, they need something to bring those people back to the platform.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. According to Taylor, PlayStation won't be around next year. Or the year
No. I didn't say next year. I
He said the next 2 years. This was like 2 years ago. So
Oh fuck!
I'm just telling you.
I hope one day, this week, like Sony announces bankruptcy, selling all IPs.
If they do, we'll never hear the end of it. On every single podcast, you'll be like, "I told you, motherfuckers! I was telling you years ago."
Well, it's gonna be the same way with the American fucking the United States falls through. That's what you're gonna be like. I told you, motherfuckers.
That's
years ago. That's why I have a bunch of gold buried in my backyard. I just can't find it.
I can't find it. The aliens made me forget where it is.
So the reason I bring this thing up is that they were talking about it at Gamescom, and there was a lot of reveals at Gamescom. And I was really interested. So like the big one that you'd like is Scalebound.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I still haven't seen anything on it. I haven't had a chance.
Scalebound looks good. Nick?
Yeah.
It looks good. The good is the operative word
Here
because
it comes.
right now the combat
fucking
looks a little bit slow, and they definitely need to polish up the graphics on level 5. It's very choppy right now.
Is that a fucking grandma's boy joke?
It's a fucking G4 used to run those stupid commercials for like game.
Oh,
things
okay.
like, so you just need to tighten up the graphics on level 9.
That's funny, dude. That's pretty good. I like that. That was good.
So the one thing that I saw, I was like, I'm excited for it. It's Platinum's biggest game.
What do you think of Transformers, by the way?
I want some more.
It looks really good, though. Really?
But I'm excited for this because it's a Microsoft exclusive title. Microsoft's giving them money to make this game, and they said that it's being pushed till holiday 2016, which
That's
is kind
so
of far
away.
But I'd let it be far off. They're like,
It'll
okay,
still get released before Division.
yeah, I'm letting it push further back. Like at least have a general timeline. They're like, okay, it's coming up next month. Because Platinum games, every Platinum game has a problem where it's like it's not marketed enough. Like look at any Platinum game, they're never marketed. It's just like people who know about Platinum are gonna buy it, but like they don't get a lot of like outside
That's
people
true.
coming in.
That's true.
I want to see them succeed, and this is their opportunity. This and Nier 2, but I don't think Nier 2 is gonna sell.
No.
I think Nier 1 was so bad that it kind of
Nier 1 wasn't bad. It looked bad. It looked terrible. Like if you looked, first of all, they changed the Japanese game had a pretty boy Japanese guy as the main character, and then they put some ugly motherfucker on the American cover.
They made him like a
You looked at
Norse
it and
Viking
like,
thing. Yeah.
Also, they showed Crackdown footage, which I thought was really good.
I just don't care.
The power of the cloud is returning.
Yes,
care
and
about
they were like,
Crackdown.
was it you use 100 gig or 1 terabyte from the cloud?
Why does the main character have headphones on?
He's fucking Dante.
Dante.
I told you that. Simon is now watching the trailer, so wait for it's a 5-minute trailer. So
Well, just talk. You guys are good.
so okay.
Why does he
Crackdown.
look
What'd
just
you
like
think?
Dante? With
Crackdown looked amazing, especially the fact that they're actually going to go
Wait,
through
do the
with this
dinosaurs
cloud.
talk?
No, but he communicates with them some weird how.
Okay,
Like
alright.
they have an
Some
S-Link.
shit, yeah.
S-Link.
Continue.
Whatever.
So Crackdown, with the whole destructible environment, is that just for the multiplayer mode, or is that gonna be
That I've been trying to read up on that, and it sounds confusing. It seems like they're just talking about multiplayer,
Okay.
which kind of sucks because I would want that kind of destructibility in the main game.
But a lot of people are saying like, this is impossible to do because
Mm.
no system right now between the PS4 and Xbox One can handle it. That's why you'd have to use the cloud storage, which is what they're doing.
You guys, I actually started talking about this a long time ago, very long time ago, my old podcast. Do you guys think we'll get to a point where consoles themselves will just become, which I mean they already have, but do you think it'll ever be mainstream where the consoles themselves are literally just streaming devices and all your storage is done via?
No,
You know.
the Xbox
Because
One,
right now that's the only thing holding it back is you
well,
look at like, how much can
Xbox
they
One
put.
tried that. They were like, it's going to be download only, no disc, no playing with anybody
Well,
else.
no, he's talking about streaming, like actually being rendered at a farm somewhere and then being streamed to you.
Right.
No.
No. There are certain games
Because like right
that
now, like
cannot
the
be
biggest
done
thing
that
about it
way.
is like installing on your computers, like or via that is memory storage.
Well, here's the thing: they've gotten to the point with streaming where you can have the
It
response
runs really bad.
at about the same lag as like a 30 frames per second console game, which for most games is fine. But you will never be able to play a shmup like an old school arcade game. You'll never be able to play a Street Fighter or a fighting game or anything that requires like very fast response time. That method, you will never be able to do that. But
Okay.
MMOs and like
We're looking at you, Street Fighter 5 beta. What the fuck happened?
Oh my god. I still think Street Fighter 5 looked really good though. I mean, yeah.
I don't think it's
the whole purpose of it.
I'm telling you, this, it's going to outsell KI, but I don't think it's going to be as good as KI.
I think it's gonna be better than KI.
You shut your
I think
mouth.
it's gonna be a lot. You playing it like I'm telling you, it felt really.
I heard it feels
accessible.
like it feels like Street Fighter Alpha 3 Turbo, whatever the fuck it is.
People have been comparing it to Alpha, and they were compared to like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah.
Because that's what when I started playing it was like I watched Scotty, my nephew, and it's like he's already pulling
His
off.
nephew is like what, level 50 Guile on Street Fighter Ultra?
No, he's like top 20 now. as
Okay,
far as,
so he's
like,
doing really
in,
better.
in the world.
does he dance with the chicken? Dun, dun, dun.
But I'm watching him play Nash, and he's already got he'd had the game for a couple hours, and he was 14, 15 hit combos. But I mean, the thing was like it didn't need to be that way. Watching the timing of it just seemed pretty accessible. Like okay,
And that's what I'm hearing too from like Maximilian, who's a big guy kind of out there for everybody. He's like, it's more. It seems like fighting games are becoming more accessible for everybody.
Then you have something like Rising Thunder, the one with all the robots, and that one completely gets rid of the all the crazy motions that you need to do, and basically just turns it down to mind games and
Smash. It turns down to Smash.
well I mean,
even
but
less
if you
than
look at
Smash.
Smash, like Smash isn't really a fighting.
That's
game.
true. If you really think about it, it's not really even a game.
It's not even really a game. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Nick. Going back.
Anyways, well, at least with Smash, there's the whole mind game about like platforms and position and recovery, and there's all that kinds of stuff. Whereas Rising Thunder, it still plays like a Street Fighter game. It just like so imagine Smash Brothers where you were still stuck to the ground and you didn't have to worry about platforms and falling off and all that stuff, and you just had the inputs. I would imagine it'd still be fun, but it wouldn't feel as technical. It'd feel like something is
Who's Seth
missing
Killian?
from it. He is.
What else has he done?
He used to.
He was in the Street Fighter
He was
team,
a
right?
community guy for Capcom for a while. He did do assistance on Street Fighter for like consultation.
It's a white guy, right?
White guy. And he used to be big in the FGC, like back in the old Evo days.
Okay.
He's the one who commented the Evo Moment 37 video. The one where fucking Daigo does the comeback.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Go back to those comebacks. That fucking guy who played as the mummy and beat the spinal guy who had no.
I still haven't seen that video.
That shit was fucking sick.
He chips him out, right?
He chips him out, yeah. And it's like everyone's like, "There's no way he's gonna win." Because like what, 30 seconds left, and he comes back. And I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And he ends up going into he comes into the finals.
Yeah.
I don't remember wins or not. But going back to fucking Xbox's Gamescom, they also showed Quantum Break. Which I was like, okay, they actually showed who the main character is going to be. It's Iceman from the X-Men movies.
So this is what I didn't understand, or maybe because I didn't read into it. Is he actually? So did they replace the face? So when they showed
They
the
replaced
face,
him, yes.
They replaced his face. So that is the guy.
Yeah, because
okay.
originally it was a generic white guy.
Okay.
And people were like, is he custom Quantum Break?
Oh, yeah.
So that he's actually
How have I
Iceman.
not heard of this game, Rising Thunder? It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, Friday Thunder's good. But anyway, so they replaced him. He's actually a character now, as well as they announced a TV show. That's going to be
It's not a TV show. It's their weird fucking live action drama part, and then the game mixed together, kind of like Alan. I think like Alan Wake.
If they can. Well, I heard it was a TV show. I heard it was a TV show they wanted. That was going to be him, Littlefinger, and some other person.
I don't know. I thought Xbox got out of that whole.
Well, that's what people are saying that it is, because if it is, and they do it well, like this could set up a whole new set for them. If they could do this well, and it's gonna be a fucking. You can quote me here. If they do it well, we're gonna see Quantum Break.
It's going to be another Alan Wake. Unfortunately, I think, because I mean, Alan Wake is a great game.
Let me
but it
ask you
didn't
a
sell
question,
well.
Nick. Is there anything you're excited about?
Not really. I don't know. This year, I mean, compared to like previous years,
Like,
this
Nick is
year's
the
why
guy-
not?
Well, no,
like-
2014 was the fucking worst. Like 2014 was all. Well, besides, okay, never mind. 2013 was pretty. No, I had a lot of fun. 2012 maybe.
My thing is, everything I've ever been excited about that I thought, you know what, I'm going to share this with Nick. He's
Shoots
like,
down?
he not only does he shoot
Well, no,
it
like,
down,
okay. So if you think about the games coming out this,
If you
year,
really think about it.
so a lot of stuff has been pushed back to 2016.
this game looks really good.
There's no hype for Assassin's Creed Syndicate at all
That's
after
bad.
Unity.
Well,
started.
Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5. That should set you up for the rest of the year.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
think of too much else.
yeah. That on the same time, I'm excited for those two games and Mario Maker. So,
Mhm.
For Honor.
is that coming out this year?
I think so. I could be wrong. No, I don't think so.
So Xbox showed off their stepchild, I guess it'd be, because like eventually it's going to move over to Sony. Tomb Raider. It looks very.
Whoa, really?
It looks it is exclusive timeline with Microsoft, and it goes to Sony. So it looks like it's mixed with Last of Us.
The new one?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like it's
That
not
could be
bad.
good.
It's not a
That
bad
could be
thing.
good. Yeah,
It's
that
not a
could be
bad thing. So it's like the demo they show is like her like she's crouching behind like a building and there's a bottle and she throws the bottle and the guy goes checks it out. I'm
That's
like,
Last of Us.
yeah, and I'm like, wait, if those guys were actually like army guys, there's no way in fucking hell they'd go check that out and turn their back. They would look. They're like, okay, it landed over there, so let me check the way it got. And that was my problem with like Last of Us and any game that does that. It's like if these guys were really army people or people who were military trained, they wouldn't go check out the broken bottle. They'd be like, okay, well it landed there, so as you landed behind, you got through behind me. So let me check behind me.
Mm-hmm.
It's gameplay mechanics for the sake of gameplay mechanics.
Yep.
Because in reality that wouldn't work. But they have to make something where, oh shit, I don't want to go guns a we don't want to make it like, oh well, it doesn't want to be guns
They're
blazing.
supposed
So
to
we have
give
to
you the
give it some
facade of
kind of
choice.
depth
Yeah.
and choice.
But it showed off a lot of cool shit. Like she has her crossbow or her bow and arrow now. Actually, there's one where she can shoot like a wire with it and zip line on it. And like that was cool. And it's
See,
like,
I hate that they didn't highlight that at like E3 because it's like, we had to listen to it over and over again. But it's like, we've got a new Tomb Raider. We see she's got her pickaxe. Or
she can dual wield now.
and it's like, what other things was just? Well, she has 2 pickaxes now. So that which is cool. And it's
They
like-
had the biggest feminazi out there for her.
What do you mean?
That lady that was doing the interview, like that was talking to GameStop, she was a huge feminazi. Like she's all pushing for women's rights and shit. It's just like, oh god.
Yeah. So-
And she's a really powerful woman, and I'm like, I don't want to hear your shit, lady. But no, I like it. I'm excited for it. I want to actually play it. As well as like they show like you have different bolts now. It's like there's a fire bolt, there's a toxic gas bolt you can do.
Oh, yeah, for your arrows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep saying bolt, something with cross bolt. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I was pleasant with it. I was like, oh, this looks good. I'll buy this. And then they showed off that there's multiple places you can go to, so it's not all just set in Russia. That there's like Temple Island you can go to and shit. So there's actual tombs that are gonna get raided this time.
I just don't have time to figure out all the stupid fucking puzzles that go along with it. Like,
I
feel like by now
don't.
There's not the puzzles. Did you play the last Tomb Raider that came out?
No.
They were not the puzzles of old Tomb Raider. They were more like physics and movement-based puzzles where you just had to figure out
timing.
A beam of light from God would show you where you need to go.
That's what I need.
That's so fucking dumb.
Okay? When I'm trying to do something and Batman's like, I can't do that because it'll hurt me. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you told me because I don't know that. I just assume that
First
you
of all,
can
hey,
do
Batman, why are you telling yourself that?
He's thinking out loud. He's thinking to himself, okay?
So fucking dumb.
Okay, it's inner brain dialogue.
I like how we're all wearing white shirts too. Or matching.
I was wearing a black shirt. By
This is a cream.
Oh, it's cream. I think the new thing from Mojang, Cobalt, looks pretty fun.
OJ?
Mojang.
OJ Simpson?
Mojang makes other games.
Yeah, they're making this one because
What's it called?
The people made Minecraft, Mojang. They're
No,
making.
what's it called?
Cobalt.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
And it's what?
Do you not see it? It's like
I don't know.
It's like a wacky pixel shooting game, like where you're like a.
Oh fuck! I saw that.
Because no one else is doing that.
Yeah, it looks weird. And it's like, even the trailer was making fun of itself, and they're like, intense sports moments sometimes. It's just a guy throwing a football. And it's just like, it looks like it's going to be a fun game, and I like fun games. What they announced, they didn't really show, was Halo Wars 2.
Oh shit! I'm down.
You're the only person I think would like that.
It's an RTS for dummies. I don't want. Listen, I can't manage 200
They
units.
should actually just put that. It should be like those yellow cover books.
Yeah.
And just say RTS.
RTS for dummies. Hey, I only have to manage 32 units. I'm fine. Okay.
And then they also announced Halo World Championship that Microsoft is funding by itself.
So it'd be like a Dota kind of thing.
Yes,
Oh.
but then they're gonna have a side.
But it won't
tournament.
be $18 million pot.
They're gonna have a side tournament for KI. Like that's KI is not taking the main shit. There'll be some guys back.
The only thing that anyone.
Me and some guys
The
bad.
only thing that anyone will be able to eat is Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Not anymore. That shit with Sony, man. Have you not seen the new Mountain Dew commercials yet, or Doritos commercials? They are all playing the PS4.
So is Microsoft doing like Sun Chips and iced tea now?
No. They straight up said they're like, we never wanted. Like Phil Spencer came and said, he goes, we never wanted Mountain Dew sponsoring. They just came to us, and it's like, who's gonna reject free money? That's literally what he said in an interview, and I'm like, whoa, like,
Wow.
you're calling them out right now.
I don't buy that. I
don't buy that either.
passing.
I do think that they're following the coattails of Call of Duty now. Since Call of Duty now is like, hey, we're gonna move over to PS4 exclusively. They're getting a month early.
Why are
now.
people going all this way to PS4 if they're just going to go out of business in the next year? That's what I
You
don't
know,
get.
I hope fuck you guys. Look how bad Pixels did.
Do you know how many people I
That's Sony
told that
Pictures,
to?
totally
And they're like,
different.
they look at me like, what's wrong with you?
How do you think people feel when you tell them about fucking conspiracy? You and your heart knows it's right.
I know it's right.
But nobody else does, and that's how I feel about Sony going bankrupt. God damn it! When it happens, you're gonna fucking see fireworks just shooting off.
He's going to call us. Show up at our fucking house with the paper. I fucking told you. Here it is. I'm like, Taylor, it's 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning, man.
I fucking
told you.
I haven't been asleep for days. I had to learn Japanese to make sure you verbal.
I haven't slept in days. Oh my god.
But for real though, I'm glad to see more first party tournaments. So now it's like nothing's wrong with Evo, but I like to see Nintendo hold their own Smash Brothers tournament or Capcom hold their own Street Fighter tournament. I think it's that big. It's not some small shit.
I think Nintendo is like, hey, we love that you guys support Smash. We're not gonna pay you tens of thousands of dollars as to who's the
think
best
he's right.
player.
Especially Nintendo. Nintendo's like, oh, you're a fan of us? Go fuck yourself.
Well, it's like, okay, thanks for being a fan, but we're not going to give you anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but give us your money.
So for multi-platform stuff they showed, because everybody knows fucking PlayStation doesn't show up at Gamescom anymore.
Well, this is the first year they didn't. They showed up last year.
And it's like, the only thing they showed was the new Dragon Quest game. That was the only exclusive game.
That Dragon Quest game looks pretty cool, though.
I like the collector's one looks pretty cool. You get the little dot thing.
Are you talking about the actual RPG or the Heroes, the hack and slash one?
Whichever one's coming for the PS4.
Well, Heroes is coming out soon. The hack and slash.
Whichever one's coming out this year.
Hack and slash looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So multiplayer, they showed off Dark Souls 3, and I was like, I lost my shit. I was like, this looks really good.
I haven't seen it.
I still haven't seen it.
It's Bloodborne 2.0.
Bloodbone.
Bloodbone.
I was
Find me
more
Bloodbone
excited.
or go to hell.
I got more excited when you said Bloodbone.
But yeah, it's Bloodborne 2.0, as well as like you get your sword and shield back, and as well as Estus flags. No release date yet, but they said early 2016. So, yeah,
Have you played the multiplayer on Bloodborne?
I have. It's weird.
So it's different.
Yeah, it was good though. As much as I hate Sony, that's the one game that's one game I'm on PS4 I play.
It's good.
Bloodborne. I don't play anything else.
I don't play it because I don't have anything to prove. And when I died, and I made I went 15 to 20 minutes. I finally made it past where I needed to go, and I died. And it took me all the way back to the beginning. Before that, I was like, "Fuck this game, fuck the developers. I'm a grown man. I don't have."
Fuck you, FromSoft.
Yeah, fuck you.
They also showed in Dark Souls 3 that it's going back to how the weapons have two stances, like those single stance and power stance. So that's how it's going to be in
Bloodborne.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bloodborne 2.0.
Yeah.
So they have a fat roll back. So if you're overcome, you do a fat roll. So your actual stuff you're wearing actually matters. Unlike in Bloodborne, you can wear whatever you want.
Right, it doesn't stat you at all.
Homefront Revolution.
After the last Homefront, I think anybody that plays
Different development team.
I know, but
Deep
it's just
Silver.
the thing is
Still a poison well.
yeah.
And that's what we're saying is the first Homefront was awful. I'm like, this one actually looks cool. Like it looks like it's gonna be.
It look cool.
It looks like it's gonna be an open world first person shooter or third person shooter, which is kind of like following the coattails of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But I was
Division.
like, or whenever that comes out.
Why are you so salty about the Division?
But no, it actually looks good. The trailer was good. It was like some kid talking to the Korean
I saw
leaders,
that.
and I was like, that's cool.
The premise is still dumb. I know they can't go back and do it, but it really should have been when China took over the U.S. and not North Korea. It's a really dumb premise.
Battleborn, they showed off a new trailer, 4 new characters.
Still haven't seen it.
Still
doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Once they announced it's gonna be a first-person shooter, I was like, okay, so it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
It's the MOBA Borderlands. That's all you're telling me it is right now. And they're like, well, no, it's a first-person shooter where you
I still don't understand what a MOBA is.
with a massive online battle arena.
What is that?
So it means
Smite is a MOBA.
Yeah, so it's a 5v5 teams, and you're online. So it's 10 players all playing together, but it's like an RTS RPG. So you can control your character where it needs to go and fight stuff to get experience to level up.
The other thing is that it got announced at around the same time that Blizzard announced their MOBA game, and that one looks much better in my opinion.
Have you heard about the World of Warcraft new announcement yet?
World of Warcraft doesn't fucking.
Yeah, it's dead. World of Warcraft, they either need to put a fucking nail in that coffin or make a sequel because that shit's over with.
Or they need to ask Matt and Trey to make another spoof episode to get people interested in World of Warcraft again.
My personal favorite game they showed actual stuff of, WWE 2K16.
Oh god.
Did they show the Terminator yet?
They did, and I was super excited for that.
Does he have a finisher?
I didn't show any finisher, but they also announced that the shit they announced they're like, hey, 15, we fucked up on it. It looked good because the game did look good, but there wasn't much there. And they're like, but so this is what we're bringing into it for 16.
I do like that they did that because I read an article, or I saw the headline of an article where it said, it says WWE 2K16 shows that the developers are listening to the fans.
Yeah, and I was like, that's cool. They were like, okay, so we're bringing back Create Diva. We're giving you more options when you create a character. Create your own, everyone down here. They said create your own show, create your own arena, create your own championship, and then as well as the WWE universe is back. So like you actually
Do you know who else is kind of doing that?
Who?
That's giving you all that creative
2K?
all that creative freedom is going to be a 2K16.
Oh, that's made by 2K. So they're also making the WWE game, so maybe it'll be all right. But no, I was so happy to hear that. Like they're actually listening to us, and I'm just like, so what do you think is gonna be the most made character, Chris Benoit or Hulk Hogan?
Wait, what?
What do you think is the most custom made character, Chris Benoit or Hulk Hogan? Because neither of which are gonna be in the game.
Hopefully Chris Benoit.
I think Hulk Hogan just because people will want to troll the fuck out of everyone.
Well, I think people still do Chris Benoit because a lot of people are like, why is Chris Benoit banned? Like I was talking.
How about Rowdy Piper?
Yeah, exactly. But he's gonna be in the game. He's gonna be.
He is?
Well, he could be in the game. He's not banned.
As a zombie?
But they
Or
also
in the
announced. They also announced one of the issues they had with the previous games were like you'd have 90s Triple H and 94 Triple H and nowadays Triple H, all his different characters. Like that's gone. So like 90s Triple H, 94 Triple H, and 90s and nowadays Triple H is all one character. We're just gonna be able to slide next to it. But characters like Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind will all be different characters because they all are different characters.
Why didn't they just make it? Why didn't they just make it
It's all about
sci-fi
Dude Love.
where like a portal opens up and it could like
That's what they
1994?
should have done. That would have been hype right there.
But yeah, I did like that because that was like part of the problem with 15 was the roster was like you would have like 94 Shawn Michaels and then Generation X Shawn Michaels, and it was like, why are they on the same character slot? It's kind of my problem with Smash Bros. Where you have Lucinia and fucking what's his name?
Or like fucking the Naruto games where you have like old Naruto and like middle-aged Naruto and then old Naruto and then there's like fucking
should all
7
be-
different Narutos.
They should all be the same character, and they count each one of those places as different characters. Or what was it, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi? We were like, well, Super Saiyan Goku is not really Goku; he's his own character slot. It's just fucking
When he's literally the same thing.
yeah. It's just so they developers do that. So like, oh, we have over 72 characters you can play, but in reality, there's 12 different characters.
12. Yeah.
Here's Yajirobe.
Yeah.
Fucking, I play as John Roby. But yeah. So they also announced 3-man commentaries coming back. So it won't just 3-man commentary. So it won't just be 2 people. It won't be like JR or not. JR's not in anymore.
Oh, I know. That's sad.
Did JR get fired?
Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't deserve that, man.
Well, he was defending Ric Flair, and I'm like, are you fucking?
Not
serious?
only that, but he just didn't deserve that. Like, my childhood was him.
Him and Jerry the King Lawler, 2 people.
Yeah, and it was them narrating some of the best things.
And then
I ever saw.
if you were a scumbag who liked SmackDown, it was fucking Taz and Michael Cole.
Oh, God.
And you're the part of the problem, all right?
And you're part of the problem.
If you like Taz or Michael Cole, fuck out of my house.
What's funny is like I had forgotten that Taz even commentated. Like
He went to TNA.
He was that forgetful.
He went to TNA.
Well, he started off at ECW, which was
Which-
kind of like TNA before TNA was there.
It was owned by WWE.
Yeah,
So.
so he just went back to what he knew. He was the first guy to beat Kurt Angle.
There's only one pair of announcers out.
Do you still think wrestling's real?
No, but
wrestling is real to me, damn it?
Kurt Angle was an undefeated wrestler. That was his whole gimmick, was he was undefeated, and then he got choked out by Taz.
The Taz mission, dog.
Taz mission.
Which doesn't make sense because Taz is like 5'4" and Kurt Angle's like 6'3", so it's like
And
how the fuck
he's
did he reach
literally
that?
an Olympian. Like,
Yeah.
Taz is just
He was so pissed off when they announced that wrestling will no longer be an Olympic sport.
Oh wow, yeah.
He was like, and this guy's been doing like annual interviews with them, and it's like
Did you say anal interview?
annual interviews, like talking to his asshole. No, annual
Like Ace Ventura.
like annual interviews with them, and it's like you can slowly see Kurt Angle lose his fucking mind, and like he's gonna be,
He's crazy.
He's gonna be the next Chris Benoit.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's fucking
There's
weird.
something wrong with him.
Too many suplexes to the head, all right?
The last time I watched him fight, I'm like, this guy has lost his shit. Like, because I don't watch wrestling anymore. I stopped watching when I got out of high school. But like that was when he was coming, kind of coming along.
Was it when he was bald or still had hair?
He still had hair.
Okay.
And he, his big thing. I remember he Olympic slammed Big Show.
Which is that's a big feat.
That's a big feat. Yeah, he Olympic slammed Big Show, which my brother, not the one I live with, but my older brother, who lives in Washington, he was always a 300-pound plus man, and I Olympic slammed him in the swimming pool when we were wrestling one day. So I felt kind of like Kurt Angle, and I had something in common.
This is the music they're playing in your head?
It sure did.
And then you heard, you suck, you suck. God, man. How the fuck do I still remember that?
You grew up in Wisconsin. You don't have a choice, man. That's all there was.
We used to go to wrestling matches.
I bet.
Yeah, that shit was hype. And it was like, well, there's a wrestling place downtown,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the security guard over the bank, he actually is a wrestler. And he was saying
Which guy?
The big black guy? The big
No,
black
he's not.
No, for real, he is. He was telling me, he's like, he started off as a face, and he's like, I went to heel instead because heels are able to do more fun and be able to do more stuff.
Right.
And he's like, now I can
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's funny, dude.
His finisher is a body press in the corner. So he'll put him sideways in the corner and run into it.
Run into him.
And it's
yeah.
like, fuck, man. That's just cool.
I didn't know that about
So,
him.
Nick, what's your plans for the rest of the week?
Let's see. Fucking try and play more Rare Replay.
We've been playing on it.
Battletoads.
How you like it? Have you gotten Turtle Tunnel yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're gonna hate it when you get there. So you also played the KI version with Rash, right?
Yes.
How is that?
That was pretty awesome.
Is he? I heard he's kind of mediocre, like in the middle.
He's an easy character to play as. He's not. I don't think he's as technical as the other ones. And and even in the trailer, they showed more moves they still haven't even implemented in the
Well,
beta.
and also they announced, they said one of our special guests.
Yes, there's more.
So who do you think else they're going to bring in?
Ah, fuck.
I would like to see, I don't know, like, who is a character Microsoft get their hands on? Conquer? Master Chief?
Fucking
Master
Gears.
Chief.
Oh, you think one of the Gears guys show up?
How about the
The Coltrane! That'd fit perfectly.
Coltrane.
How about the thing from Geometry Wars?
Yeah.
The little fucking.
Yeah, if Microsoft get their hands on like actual decent things, like you're wearing a He-Man shirt, I'd love to see He-Man in it.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. Simon, any guest characters you'd like to see?
That would be Microsoft exclusives. Halo, Master Chief would be really cool.
Soul Calibur 2.
But that's not exclusive. Wait, what?
Soul Calibur 2 had Master Chief, right?
No, you're
No,
thinking about
that's
Dead or Alive
fun.
4.
Devil May 4, that's it.
Yeah.
Spawn was in the Xbox.
Yo, get fucking Spawn!
People were saying Spawn, and the reason why people keep on saying Spawn is because fucking Todd McFarlane will whore him out to everyone. He whored out Spawn to what other company was saying what put him in the game? I can't fucking remember.
Was that MKX?
Yeah, it was MKX. He's like, hey, if you want to put Spawn in MKX, you can have Spawn. He just wants to put Spawn in everything.
Yeah. Well, Spawn's an underrated character.
Nobody cares about
Give
him.
Keith David some fucking voice acting work, goddammit. Simon, what's your plans for the rest of the week?
Gotta work, and then I'll have my son for Wednesday, Thursday, and that's about it.
Wednesday school, right?
Wednesday school, so we'll have to go back to that right now.
Fine, it gets out early.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't. The thing is, when I take him to school, I gotta wake up early, so I'm like,
Yeah.
But not much. Just that's about it. Oh, he
Well,
looks pretty
I was
cool.
gonna say,
dude.
I did think of a hype character. Like, what if they got fucking Shovel Knight?
Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
If they got him with if they made it like.
Or well, I was thinking Castle Crashers, and they had like at the beginning they have to eat the sandwich, so they're all super big and shit.
Mhm.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, because Castle Crashers is something they haven't shown in a while,
Mhm.
and it would push for Game 4.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at this Rash guy. He's pretty cool looking.
he's a Battletoad.
I know, but I mean,
I like how
yeah.
Microsoft spun that Battletoad. Like, okay, Battletoad's actually gonna be a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people would be like, oh, do you have Battletoads? And it's just like,
Yeah. And they made
It worked in their favor because it was never a bad game. It was just a meme because people were like, Battletoads.
Battletoads is a
Yeah.
poorly game design game.
Poorly designed game? No.
Once you get Turbo Tunnel, you'll realize like how much bullshit it is.
That was their old school way of designing, which is basically how do we extend the length of a game? We make it fucking hard. And of course, people who are going to be playing Battletoads now are going to be playing on laggy LCDs, and they're going to think it's impossible when people back then were playing it on CRT TVs, and you at least had a chance.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that thing with Conquer. It was just like Conquer's like Conquer and Banjo. Like the control seems awful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nothing against Microsoft. It's like it's not the controller. It's that it's designed for a different TV.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as I haven't played Battletoads yet, but like Conquer's like or stretched out. It's like this is pretty bad. Like you see you can see through the floor sometimes because like the pixels are spread out that much. And it's
Yeah.
Oh
like,
wow.
I don't know.
To me, like it would seem like if they were gonna do a release and make a big deal about it, like they've been, like they would at least go through those and like go, let's try to fix this.
Nope, it's 30 games for $30, man. That's a really good fucking deal. That's $1 a game.
But most of those games, I mean, that's what they're worth. I mean,
What are you talking about?
would you buy those games by themselves?
Yeah,
I would buy a small selection of those games for it.
Conquer's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie 1 and 2, Perfect Dark, Via Pinata.
And the thing is, people, even with those games that you just mentioned right there, that would still be worth $30.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just throwing in the other ones for the sake of, this is our history.
Yeah, well, it's a poorly written history. That's why you're making fucking connected. Have you played Pro-Am yet?
I think I played it back in the NES days. I haven't played it yet.
It's bad. It's bad.
I used to play Slalom. For some reason, my uncle had Slalom for the NES, and I used to play that a lot. I always died within the first.
I remember. So, did you play the Xbox version of Conquer Live and Reloaded?
I did, yeah.
What was the difference?
So, for some reason, right before the game was released, they censored a lot of shit. They censored the language, they censored certain scenes, and they changed it up. They made the gameplay a little bit more modern so it doesn't control as weird as the N64 game does. And then, of course, the multiplayer. The multiplayer was online. It was different from the N64
Because
one.
I remember playing the demo on this old little Xbox demo disc you could get.
Mhm.
My buddy had one. We played it, and it was like, who the fuck are these other characters they're showing off? Like they showed like a big tanky looking guy, and then a girl, a small girl, was Conquer's side, and then they showed off the rodent
Yeah.
guy. And I'm like, are these guys part of the story, or are they just part of the online play?
It was part of the online.
So they didn't have nothing to do with the story. Because when you were playing the game, like at the end of the demo, they showed the little reel. It was like they were pushing those motherfuckers hard. I'm like, are they part of the story or something, or what?
I don't think they were in the main story, no.
Oh God.
I heard, and I don't know if this was just a well wishing of like people, or if this was an actual like confirmation. But I think they said that if they might consider maybe releasing the Xbox version of the game as like extra DLC later on
For
replay. If they can take that game, remove all the bullshit censoring, then it would be worth owning and playing.
So they upgraded the graphics in the Xbox One. Right?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Like it had fur shading and like all kinds of other graphical sides.
I wish they'd just make a sequel. That and Perfect Dark. Like if I can get an actual Perfect Dark Zero sequel, that's not Perfect Dark Zero.
They fuck it up.
Perfect Dark Zero already fucked up everything.
Yeah. I'm saying like if you just like a sponge Perfect Dark out of there, Perfect Zero out there, and see one Perfect Dark, that'd be great. The first game I played,
there was a real Perfect Dark sequel, and it was called Time Splitters. That's the original guy who made.
Really?
Time Splitters.
The guy who designed GoldenEye and Perfect Dark. He made the Time Splitters games. The Time Splitter games are the real sequels to the classic. Now, unfortunately, he went to do like a mobile games company, and that folded. I don't know if he's doing anything now.
Time Splitters 4 probably.
Well, the fucking Crytek, they own the Time Splitters license, and they're probably not going to do anything with it.
So I was playing Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer. I was worried. I'm like, is fucking ukulele gonna be this bad? Like control this bad? Because like they haven't made a game. They haven't made none of the guys on the team have really made a game that's like, you know, with nowadays graphics and the controls.
Mm-hmm.
They're just the older controls. So like I'm fearful. I'm not waiting until months before I even buy it. It's like I'm worried that it's gonna become like, you know, it's gonna control like those games.
I think the whole thing. I don't know if I haven't really watched the gameplay, like the previews that they showed of it in depth. It doesn't seem to be as weighty as Banjo-Kazooie. Because Banjo-Kazooie seemed like you were very weighed down. You were a big heavy bear lifted by a fucking bird, and you were lumbering around. It seems like this one's a little bit more faster paced.
Yeah. All right. Well, my plan for the week's.
Wait, hang on, Taylor. What's your plans for the week?
Stepkids go to school on Wednesday. Stepkids or girlfriends.
They're your kids, right?
Basically, I had to scold the oldest one.
How'd that work out?
He cried like a little bitch.
If you're asleep and you wake up,
This is admissible in case like child services.
if you wake up tonight and he's standing over you,
He's not here. He doesn't wake up. He doesn't wake up.
if you wake up and he's standing over you with his finger under your nose, making sure you're still breathing, you'll know where you stand with him.
I made him cry. And he was being an asshole. So he got in trouble for like just being.
Are you gonna put this on the podcast?
I don't give a fuck. So he got in trouble for being negative to
being a negative Nancy.
Yeah. So what like the kids like to do is like, Taylor, play this game so we can watch you play it, right? So I'm playing a game I haven't played in over 10, 15 years. I was playing Conquer. I haven't played it since it came out back in 2001. So
And he was being an asshole.
yeah, he was like, "Oh, you're fucking all." He's like, "You're awful at this game. Why did you even play this game?" So I was like, I put the controller down. I was like,
And you were like, listen here, you fucktard.
"No," I was like,
I will murder your family.
I was like,
I will rip your throat out and I will shove it down your mouth.
I'm probably not shitting your throat, all right? No, I was like, "Do you want to try better? You want to think you're better at this?" And he's like, "No, I don't play bad games."
Oh shit! He got jokes, homie.
And I was like, when we play Smash together, I go 3-0, or I go 0 lose socks against you. And I was like, what about Splatoon? I'll go 30-0 like I always do.
So at this point, he's now like arguing with a 11-year-old.
I'm not arguing with
as
him.
you tower over him.
I'm not arguing with
and
him.
affirm your.
I'm just saying, I was like, if you think you can do better, I'll like jump on the sticks, homie. Show me.
Hey, get on the sticks, fool! Pick up the stick.
Basically how it was. I was like, jump on the sticks, homie. Show me how good you are. And he was like, no, I don't play bad games.
Then shut the fuck up.
I was like, then stop being an asshole and shut up. And he's like, so he had like a handful of quarters. I don't know the fuck he got these quarters from. And he throws them at the wall.
Oh shit!
So I'm like,
This kid's violent.
I'm like,
I'm telling you, he's gonna murder you.
I was like, I've had enough of your bullshit. So I go up to get Liz. I'm like, Liz, you need to go take care of your fucking kid. And Liz comes down here, and he starts crying. And I'm like, crying's not gonna save you, dude. I'm like, your mom's gonna try to talk nice here, but I'm gonna bring it to you real. You're one of the worst kids.
I'm gonna bring it real to you.
I was like, you're one of the worst kids I've ever seen.
So mean.
And I'm like, you're.
He's either gonna kill him or he's gonna come home and the kid's gonna be hanging himself.
Either way, it's a win-win, buddy. No, but I was trying to be nice to the kid, but it was just like, whenever you try to be nice to somebody and they just like throw it away.
But you have to kind of be.
Yeah, you have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And it's like, Liz is like, well, you shouldn't have done that. I'm like, Liz, the way you're doing it is not right. I'm like, you're being nice to him and he should be punished for it. And I'm like, so that 3DS, you let him bring him with him? And she's like, no. And so he starts crying and then she let him bring him with him. And I'm like, why? You just literally, you threw your only card you had. And I'm like, that's bad parenting, man. I'm not saying you're a bad parent. I'm saying what you did was bad.
It's bad parenting.
Yeah. And I was like,
From Taylor Bergstrom.
how is that even wrong?
No, I said according to Taylor Bergstrom.
Well, do you think it was bad parenting? Because you're a parent.
I'm not saying whether it was bad parenting or not. I'm smart enough not to say that.
Oh, motherfucker.
I would have been like, hey, you ever see those documentaries on TV where the parent comes and they take their kids from like those Amish families and they introduce them to the other world? I'm going to do the reverse with you. I'm
going to bring the fucking world to you, homie.
I also lost my shit at Food Co. over the week. I went to Food Co. and Liz was buying alcohol. They're like, well, we need to see his ID too. I'm like, why? They're like, because you're with her. And I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was like, you have no right to see my ID. They're like, well, what if you touch the alcohol? And I'm like, I
haven't touched the alcohol.
I looked over the others and I was like, you see that card there? She's touching the alcohol right now to her mom. I'm like, you're gonna card her? They're like, no, she's a kid. I'm like, then why do you want to card me?
Wow.
And I'm like, who the fuck's the manager? Let me talk to him.
And then what happened?
They know what there's like they kind of shut it down. I'm like, whatever. I called corporate. I made a complaint, and I went back and I apologized because I'm like, I wasn't mad at you. I was mad.
No, I would have said I was mad at you because you were acting like an asshole.
No, the management I wasn't mad at. It was the fucking cashier I was pissed off at. So then I
was
back,
it a guy?
There was a female.
Was she cute?
No.
Oh.
There was the two management guys. I apologized.
They have some cute girls over.
I apologized to both the management, and I was like, I do apologize. I don't understand where you guys are coming from. You guys are doing your job, but I was like, it's kind of bullshit. And they're like, yeah, it is. We just had no control over it. And I was like,
did you bring a mic with you so you could like drop it when you walked out?
no, I should have.
Drop the mic.
They were both black, and they probably would challenge me to a rap battle. And I don't know.
And then you can't rap.
Yeah,
you can't
so I would have to go white guy sass and start shooting people.
God damn it.
Fuck. Well, this is a good podcast.
Was it a good podcast?
It was fucking top tier. we cut some fucking fat out.
God damn it. Shay's not fat.
He's crying all the tears away. You see those fucking like late night programs like, are you feeling overweight? Cry it out.
And that's fucking Shay. He's selling that shit. So Nick, where can we find you at?
Wahoo Stomp on Twitch. There's still nothing there yet. Probably never will be.
Why aren't you streaming? You have like every game known to man. Why
I don't have
And you have time now.
I have time, yes.
We don't care that his mom's ill. Let him to fucking work.
Nothing I could play could probably be streamed on Twitch and would be acceptable.
That's
You
true.
just censor yourself. Or do like the fucking girls do, just like make it like 4 pixels wide and then just all you.
I don't have tits.
And stream naked.
No, you can't. You get kicked off Twitch.
Oh.
If you stream shirtless now, you get kicked off Twitch.
Somebody will swat you.
Yeah. Fucking swatters. You see that swatting kid got 15 years in prison?
The guy who had him swatted.
Yep, got 15 years in prison.
He's a fucking cunt. Who does that?
Domestic terrorism. And people were like trying to defend the kid. I'm like,
Oh,
no.
fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did it for the lols, man. It was a fucking joke. It's like those kids who do like dumb fucking shit and then yell out like, oh, it's a, what do they call it? Like
troll.
No, not troll. Like when you're doing something, but it's a joke, but they call it something else.
Well, what
is it called? They do it on YouTube all the time. Where they're like, it's not a gag. It's like it's something else.
Got him.
Huh?
Like a reaction, or those stupid fuckers like I'm gonna antagonize a black
yeah, I'm gonna
guy.
like push you on the ground, and then when you get up to punch you, I'll be like, it's a prank.
Prank.
It's a prank, man. It's a prank. It's like, no, you're being an asshole, and somebody punched you in the face because you're an asshole. Like, it's not a prank. It's just you being an asshole.
Yo, speaking of that, Liz's kid tried to bulk up to Liz.
And Why are you talking
no,
about
I'm
on the podcast?
Because you're a father. You're a father.
Right, but that's me though. I have no say about what Liz does in her.
No. I'm not
kids.
saying what happened. I'm saying if your son bulked up to his mom, what would you do? Would you?
Well, it's a different thing. I mean, you knock him down a couple pegs, but you do it with love in mind, and the fact that it's like you don't do that. What's wrong with you?
Well,
you try to. Because here's what I believe. Unlike Taylor Bergstrom, okay, I try to believe that consensus and constraint shows a kid more than just hauling off and hitting the kid, or.
I'm not saying I ever hit him.
I'm not telling you did, but
no.
Intimidation should be the last thing that you have to use.
Because the intimidation
thing
this is
gonna
Simon's fathering minute.
Oh,
now I know more about it.
The intimidation thing is only going to work until he figures out that you won't do anything about it. Then you have to start doing things about it. Then you get into that gray area where it's like, okay, yeah, you better shut up before I, knock the shit out of you. Okay, well, you've said that 10 times, so then you have to knock the shit out of him. Then it puts you in a bad perspective.
Well, no.
Which I'm not saying that as a
Okay.
as a
I'm
rule.
I'm like with him and I. It's like I respect her kids. I'm very
Right,
respectful.
right.
And the one reason why I broke out is just because like Liz was trying to do it, just nothing was getting
Right.
across.
No, absolutely. But I mean, every situation is unique. So to say that you did what was right, or I would do something different, or whatever, anybody who would sit there, and I've always hated people that do this, it's like, oh, well, I would have just did this or that. And it's like, well, really? You would have done this or that? Well, let me put you right in that situation again, and let's see if you actually do what it is you're fucking saying. So it really is something that you really have to look at the situation, how you feel, how the person feels, who you're dealing with, why you're dealing with them. I know the best thing that I always try to do with my kid is not lose my shit, A, and B, try to do everything. I try to keep in mind that everything that I do should be shown, or through it should be love. This guy loves me, and this is why he's doing this or that.
Nick, remember that when you have kids?
Never.
Never.
Because that's.
I mean, kids, like when you have them with somebody, not when you take them in the basement or anything.
I'm taking you because I love you, okay?
You're gonna put on this little cat outfit and act like a damn
Because I love you and you love me. God damn it.
Fuck me.
For this, the
goddamn.
last like 10 minutes, I'm putting that picture I sent you guys where it's like, well, this conversation is going too far and we know it, but let's keep going.
Let's keep going anyway.
Fuck, man. But yeah, so Simon, we can find you on Twitter at?
Great one 2133, I believe. I think my Instagram's the same thing, but don't look at my Instagram.
Send his Snapchats to him as well.
Oh yeah, my Snapchats. If you guys want to add me on Snapchat,
Send some dick pics.
no.
Like only big black one. That's the only one Simon likes.
Oh my god, it's Great One 2133.
Same as
That's
the Twitter.
also there too. Yeah, same as the Twitter. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I'm trying to tweet more, so. But I do post stuff to Instagram, or not Instagram, but
I've been going
Snapchat.
a
lot of dick pics on Snapchat.
I've been going like crazy with those fucking straight out of pictures. Like the one Chris would watch Straight Out of Family, the one with fucking Hulk Hogan,
Straight Outta WWE.
God. With fucking Kojima, I have one that says Straight Out of Job.
No, the best one was your Nintendo one, where it said Straight Out of Lives.
God damn it. Rest in
That was
So you
fucking
can find
funny.
me over at Twitter at JuboyGSlow without the E. Game Bangers at Facebook, Game Bangers on YouTube.
Oh yeah, Game Bangers. You can find all of us at Game Bangers.
Game
so.
Bangers 69. Yeah, we're 69.
You should put links to, or not links, but at
Which
least,
is also our grinder profile.
this is also our grinder profile.
And Tinder. We had them both.
Yeah, exactly. But
Hey
you,
man, we don't judge. All right.
you should put like our obviously like we should put our handles for that on the Facebook page if you haven't already.
Our handles.
Besides Nick, everyone else is done.
Yeah, for our CB radios and our ham
So,
radios.
last question that's off with here. If you were a 7 deadly sin, what sin would you be? Like, if you were...
Sloth.
Definitely
Yep.
sloth. No, mine would probably be.
I would say pride.
I was for me.
Yeah, pride.
No way!
Pride.
Really think so? Yeah, maybe.
Nick, I have Nick
it's
as
sloth.
gluttony.
Wow, really?
Between the two, I think I do
if we had to
sloth.
go all 5 of us, me, you, Nick, Shay, and Tyler, Tyler would be slothful.
See, I would consider him a glutton.
Oh, really? Switch them
Alcohol,
around?
no, alcohol, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
just don't want to do shit.
glutton means excess. So,
Okay, so
so
excess
sloth
for-
would be like, I just don't fucking care.
So, yeah, I can understand. So, yeah, sloth for gluttony for alcohol.
You would definitely be like rage. You'd be
Wrath.
rage. You'd be wrath.
Yeah.
Become-
Wrath or
become-
greed.
No,
Because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, that's true.
And who is
Maybe
the person
both.
who cuts off the other wife's head and puts it in a box and ships it out in the middle of the desert?
That's Kevin Spacey, but
That's fucking a spoiler for 7.
and what was his sin? Do you guys remember what his
His
sin
was wrath.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't
No,
wrath?
Brad Pitt's was wrath
Okay.
because he wanted him to become
Pride.
wrath. No, it wasn't pride. It was I think it was envy.
Envy. Oh, because he was jealous of Brad Pitt's life. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who was pride? The girl. No, she was lust.
I don't know who pride was.
Okay.
I don't know if he got through all the sins, did he?
Because I thought he may have been 2. I think he may have been envy and pride. Because he was prideful of what he's done, and he was envy of Brad Pitt.
Maybe. Yeah.
Now we have
It's
to.
so good. If you guys haven't watched House of Cards, you need to do so.
No, you haven't watched 7. You need to watch 7.
Yeah, you need to watch 7.
Because both of these are available on Netflix.
Before you do that, yeah, you definitely need to watch 7. But House of Cards just.
See, I
so good.
have Shay as envy.
Why? What's he envy?
Have you ever talked to him? Like,
He does envy everybody. He's like, yeah, well, I wish I had a better job or this
Yeah.
or that. Yeah, which is it was funny because like I think of Shay as a really cool dude. From the moment I've met him, I've always thought he's a really cool
suicidal.
dude. Well, he's definitely suicidal, but that's kind of like why I feel for him because it's like he's a good guy. Whereas like douchebags that come into the store or people that I deal with
This
in
is gonna
general,
be terrible. Like if it actually does
If
happen.
he actually
fucking
does.
actually
Oh
listen
my
to this.
God.
Like, oh, you guys did this whole time and you didn't do shit. You fucking-
which we did. Okay, I've reached out to Shay many times.
As have I. Like,
So-
Daisy's like, he posted on Facebook, oh, my life's a disaster. I was like, do you want to hang out or do something? And he told me no. And I was like, all right.
Well, then you haven't done enough,
I've reached out to
and
him.
I blame you for
I'm
his
going to
death.
blame Tyler.
Well, we can all blame Tyler.
Do you want to watch Adam Sandler movies too?
Oh,
Wanna
fuck
watch,
that!
Wanna
Don't
go
even
watch fucking Pixels?
I think he was like, I'm going to watch Pixels. And I was like, I hope you die on the way there.
So yeah.
That'd be a better fucking tale than you fucking going to see Pixels, alright? Fucking Peter Dinkler.
No, like a dual showing of Pixels and fucking Fantastic Four.
God.
That's brain death. That's
Make your eyes burn.
I like that
Burn
picture
your
I
eyes
sent you
out.
guys of it was Ryan Reynolds when he's like showing his Deadpool face, and it's like your face looks like fucking Fantastic Four
Four.
reboot, and it was
It's
like,
like
exactly.
like testicles with teeth. He's like exactly.
God damn. That Red Baron tail was good though.
It was really good.
I caught it the minute it came out. And I was like, I literally put it on YouTube, Deadpool trailer 2015. It was like the first thing popped up 1 minute ago, and I was like, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, I was like,
That's
fuck
cool,
yeah.
man. Yeah. I
They were
watched
they were
that
showing him
one.
on Conan. And the first trailer my cousin sent me was like, see Fantastic Four to see more. And I'm like,
By the way, the fact they censored out, the word fuck, but they could show like a bare ass on television on fucking Conan. That didn't make any goddamn
That's
sense.
true.
that's TBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as it's a man ass,
Mhm.
women ass.
No, it was a woman ass.
Oh, was
it was
it?
when
It
he
was
was in
a
the
strip club,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Who would fuck a person with a face like that? Like, yeah.
I mean, I
Like,
don't know.
I
mean,
They didn't even make him that ugly, like compared to like the way they've drawn.
that what he's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks really fucked up in the comics.
Yeah. And I was like, this is like a burn victim. This is like fucking Jason.
He looks
Bourne.
like a burn
He
victim.
looks like Jason.
He looks like Freddy Krueger face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
Looks like Jason had sex with his mom.
Looks like an avocado had sex with a older avocado.
So, go back to that. My main problem is like
He is haunting.
it seems like with all Deadpool, like they're gonna try too hard. That's why
Yeah.
that's what
I think if there's anything bad, it'll be that.
And it's like Deadpool's so generic now. It's like Deadpool. When I was growing up, was the character nobody really knew about.
Yeah.
And you had to be kind of deep.
I never really got into him, or I want to say I got, but I never really became aware of him until he broke that fourth wall.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Thanks
that's
to
really,
Loki.
That's really cool.
His
Yeah.
whole backstory was Loki. He showed his mind that they're actually a comic book, and that that's why he's insane. And
Did you ever read that comic?
No.
It's funny because in comics, if you guys read comics, there's 4 or 5 different type of narratives. There's straight narrative where people are talking like we're talking, and that's symbolized by like words around like circular and then V points going to the characters. There's thoughts, which
This is the rounded one, right?
well, they're squared.
Okay.
They're squared and they tend to be off put. They're not connected to anything. And then there's like when people are whispering, it's the same as talking, but they're sliced. They're dots, like somebody dots around them, so they're
Okay.
whispering. Don't fucking know comic books.
That's great.
But when at that particular issue, Deadpool, he's talking and then he's thinking, and then another bubble pops up, and that's like somebody else telling him what to do, and he's like, wait, who the fuck are you? And he's like, it doesn't matter who I am, and so it's compelling him, and he goes, you have to show him, and he's like, what do I have to show him? And he's like, what you already know. And so it's weird when it's talking to him because there's actually 3 people talking. It's him talking, him thinking to himself, and then somebody else in his brain talking to him, but it's actually him as well. So
like he's really technically he's 4 people, but
he's a bunch of people. But
Yeah.
I mean, like it's him going, this isn't that. And so he's actually talking. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do this and this. Like, this is how I'll kill the Avengers. And he's like, no, you don't need to do all that. Just go kill him.
And he's like, well, no, but I want to do. He's like, no, you don't. That's what they want you to do.
That's if when Deadpool kills everyone or Deadpool
He kills everybody.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, but I want to do. He's like, no, you don't want to do it like that.
That's a separate comic book of a series called Blank Person Kills Marvel. When the Punisher does it, the fucking best.
Yeah.
He kills Cyclops and then causes Wolverine to drink himself to death, and I'm like, what?
But yeah, I will say that because like some of this stuff was really dumb, like with Deadpool, like how he killed the Hulk. He got Hulk to turn back to Bruce Banner and then cut his head off.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you believe Hulk lore, like Hulk actually wouldn't let that
Yeah,
happen.
well, once the pain nerves went through, he'd go into
He
the
would
Hulk.
go into the Hulk.
Because like Hulk said many times, he tried to shot himself in the face, and the Hulk would catch the bullet and spit it out.
Exactly. So, but they do have to give some stuff away
Yeah.
when it comes to
But
that.
those are basically fan fiction. They're by
Exactly.
fancy people.
But it was really cool the way he does it, because at a certain point, that then mid story they hire Taskmaster, which Taskmaster is his. If you guys not sure, his unique ability is he basically
Visual. He can see somebody do something and he can do it himself.
and he can do it himself. Exactly. So at the very end when they're fighting, that voice is like you can see it in him, like he's starting to realize what this is. And so like at a certain point he gets to be too big for Taskmaster. He's like, we're not real. None of this is real. And like while he's having this like fucking like his whole world's falling apart because it doesn't exist, like Deadpool just kills him. And then he like jumps out of the comic world and is gonna kill the guys that are drawing him. So
God damn it.
it was kind of cheesy, but it was cool though.
I like when fucking basically anybody who's an X-Men character who's like, you know, fucking Iceman or who the hell is the guy who can touch something and then he can do it as long as he just touched something recently. I can't remember that guy's name. I don't know his name. But yeah,
Nick's out of the loop
his
right now.
problem is he's really stupid, and the Ice Queen takes over his mind and was like, well, if you weren't so stupid, same with Bobby Drake, you'd be the most powerful mutant there is.
Mhm.
And it's like, god damn it. But we've gone on for way too long.
All right.
You guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll
Yes.
see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.